much of me is wrong, out of place. You might be too late.
Greetings and welcome to hell. I wanted to stream for like the past 2 weeks. But things kept getting in the way. Okay, while I finish my hot chockies, gonna go through maybe one article, maybe two, depending on how short they are. We shall see. And then more Lord of the Rings. I didn't really feel like playing Lord of the Rings right now, but I already put all that time and effort into the thumbnail, so we'll see how long I can play that game and however far we make it, that'll be good. Let's see. So I saw a couple of patches. What happened? I saw a couple of articles earlier today. Let's start with this one. This one sounds the funniest. Okay, from People magazine, published January 23rd, 2024, by Brian Anthony Hernandez. Excessively farting passenger reportedly causes American Airlines flight to turn around. What happened? What? You gonna scratch me? Quote, oh my god, get the heck out of here. Quote, we all breathed a sigh of relief when he was removed, a witness to the gassy passenger wrote on Reddit. Wow, fascinating, fascinating. A flight was reportedly delayed after the plane ran into some unexpected flatulence. An excessively gassy passenger who had to be removed. What? What happened? She keeps running in here. Keeps going to the living room, then coming back. The January 14th incident was documented by Texas-based Reddit user. I'm not sure if that's an I or an L. If it is an L, it is. I'm pretty sure it's an I. I am Galat X. Let's go with that. I am Galat X, who wrote about the smelly situation on an American Airlines flight from Phoenix to Austin. American Airlines did not immediately respond to people's request for comment. Quote, I was seated near the row where the situation occurred, the passenger recalled in the r/Austin subreddit. While the airplane was still at the gate, the documentarian says how they saw and heard an, quote, audibly disgruntled and, quote, maybe hungover man. He reportedly exclaimed, you thought that was rude. Well, how about this smell? And proceeded to loudly pass gas. What the heck? Why is this person so rude? Who raised this guy? What in the world? Maybe he's like a frat bro who's always hanging out with his dude buddies, with his bros, trying to one up each other on their fart meter, their fart competitions. Quote, I don't know what provoked that comment, and, while kind of funny to overhear, it was uncalled for, especially coming from a grown man on an airplane nonetheless, the user continued. But the transgression didn't end there. Quote, the man who had purposefully farted moments... The man who had purposely farted moments ago decides to loudly and condescendingly say, "Yeah, everybody, let's just eat the smelliest food possible all at the same time." The poster wrote, seemingly referring to a scent unrelated to his own actions. In response, a man in the next row reportedly remarked, "If you don't like it, you can fly private." To which the gassy passenger replied, "That's so effing rude." Wow, the nerve of this guy. Imagine, how expensive a private flight is? I never. How dare you? Let's see if there's anything else here worth reading other than generic comments. A scuffle caused the plane, which had left the gate and been moving toward the runway for takeoff, to stop and return to the gate, according to the Redditor's post. Why is there a scuffle? They're calling each other rude. The spat continues. "That's just so low class," the flatulent flyer responded. Yeah, very, very low indeed. Very bottom of the barrel. Very, very low in the bowels, indeed. Quote, "We get back to the gate and a flight attendant comes back and informs Fartman." What the heck is that, the new superhero? We have Flashman, Waterman, Batman, and now Fartman. A flight attendant comes back and informs Fartman that he will not be staying on this flight. He simply replies, "I don't understand," and she tells him they'll talk about it off the plane. The witness said, concluding the post by praising American Airlines' actions. He gets up, grabs his bag, and quietly exits the plane. We all breathed a sigh of relief when he was removed. I think most people were on edge about what he would say or do next. Edging, huh? The trip was only delayed by 15 to 30 minutes, so all in all, I think American handled it swiftly. Very cool. And all the more reason why I will try to continue to hold on to my world record for not the longest time not ever flying in an airplane. That sounds like a good record I want to continue to work toward. Very much so. I do know that Charlie mentions from time to time that he's spooked of flying, so maybe this guy is the same, and he gets all gassy with anxiety, and then in order to try to be smooth and to avoid the pain to his ego and to seem like he's all cool and in control, he does this very obnoxious personality that he puts forth as a mask. That's probably what happened here. He's just so spooked, and farting is his defense mechanism. Okay, well, that is that story. Okay, I saw this one earlier today as well. Let's grab this. What I liked most about this is that I noticed the picture that they attached to this, and you can clearly tell it's photoshopped. And I guess it's from the guy himself. Maybe the news reached out to him and they went on like a Zoom call, and he did this on purpose, I assume. So it's a picture of him. It's a picture of the guy. And he's also got a microphone, a Shure microphone. So it's a pretty good microphone. Shure are a company known for their audio equipment and earphones and ear sets, and I believe headsets as well. I'm not entirely sure about that, but I know that they work in audio. He's got a Shure microphone with a boom arm, and from what I can tell, it's actually there. That's really part of the picture, as well as himself, but the background looks like it's a stock image of an expensive house, of an expensive mansion with a lake behind him, I suppose. But clearly, you can see the edges of his shirt and like his hair. That's not actually the place he is. It's a static image of some other millionaire's or billionaire's room with an amazing view. And so I don't know. I would love to know the context behind this picture. I'm gonna go ahead and post just the image to Discord. What the heck? It's not loading. It's an AVIF. What the heck is an AVIF? I've never seen that file format. Okay, let's do that. Let's post that there. So that is on Discord, which you can reach if you're in chat. You can type in exclamation point, exclamation mark, Discord, and you'll get the link. Okay, so this article reads, quote, "The Lord told us to. U.S. pastor says he stole $1 million from Christians to remodel home." Published on The Guardian on Tuesday, the 23rd of January 2024 by Gloria Oladipo. I'm assuming that's properly pronounced. I'm not sure what other I'm not sure what that part of the world that name comes from. Oladipo. Gloria Oladipo. Couple are charged with creating and selling their crypto. Wait, whoa. They made a cryptocurrency to scam Christians? Okay, so they're charged with creating and selling their cryptocurrency known as I'm assuming that's supposed to be like index coin. INDX coin. I'll just pronounce it as index coin. To Christian community in Denver, Colorado. A Colorado pastor who is charged with stealing more than $1 million from his Christian community in a cryptocurrency scheme has admitted to the fraud, but argued that God instructed him to carry it out. Eli Regalado? Is that really his name? Regalado? Regalado means gifted. If I gift you something, you would say in Spanish, it was gifted to me. Este fue regalado a mí. Me lo regalaron. Or I guess it could also be borrowed, technically. It could be I was gifted this, or I borrowed this. Interesting. Okay. That's... This is the... If Charles Dickens were American, this is the kind of character he would make. His name is Eli, which is a biblical name. His last name is Regalado, which is gifting and or money and or borrowing related. And he's a pastor who is who finds himself in a scheme that is quite unbecoming of somebody who I would imagine to be a pastor. Dickens is a master with names. I think I remember reading. I don't think it was Great Expectations. I forget what it was. It was an English course at university that we read, and I think a Big Wig papers, something papers for sure. Let me go double check. Maybe Pickwick Papers. Yes, there it is. The Pickwick Papers by Charles Dickens. The posthumous papers of the Pickwick Club, also known as the Pickwick Papers. I think there's a couple of good character names in this one. There are the Pickwicks. There is Augustus Snodgrass. That's a great name. Snodgrass. Weller Alfred Jingle. A strolling actor and a charlatan. That's a great name for a strolling actor and a charlatan. But yeah, the Eli Regalado definitely sounds like a like a Dickensian character. Especially given the fact that I'm learning about this guy through this article. That's you can't make this one up. Eli Regalado and his wife Caitlin, with a K, are charged with creating and selling their cryptocurrency known as index coin to Christians based in their hometown of Denver, Colorado, allegedly telling would-be investors that the Lord had told him people would become rich if they invested. The state's Division of Securities announced in a press release on Thursday. The only thing that would make this infinitely more perfect is if they had a if it were called like the golden calf coin, or isn't there a meme? There's a Bible story with let's see, Bible endless oil miracle. Maybe if I look that endless oil miracle. The widow's olive oil. I think this might be what I'm looking for. Let's see. 2 Kings 4, the New International Version. The widow's olive oil. The wife of a man from a company of the prophets cried out to Elisha, "Your servant, my husband, is dead, and you know that he revered the Lord. But now his creditor is coming to take my 2 boys as his slaves." Elisha replied to her, "How can I help you? Tell me, what do you have in your house?" "Your servant has nothing there at all," she said, "except a small jar of olive oil." Elisha said, "Go around and ask all your neighbors for empty jars. Don't ask for just a few. Then go inside and shut the door behind you and your sons. Pour oil into all the jars, and as each is filled, put it to one side." She left him and shut the door behind her and her sons. They brought the jars to her, and she kept pouring. When all the jars were full, she said to her son, "Bring me another one." But he replied, "There is not a jar left." Then the oil stopped flowing. She went and told the man of God, and he said, "Go, sell the oil and pay your debts. You and your sons can live on what is left." I'm not sure if it continues here. I don't think so. I think this is a new story. The Shunammite's son restored to life, which is like 300 times as long. But yeah, maybe they could have also named the crypto after this endless olive oil. It could have been called something like I guess we could mix crypto speech, crypto language with Bible speak. And if you want the coin to go to the moon, you'd have like a rocket. So like an endless oil, and maybe something like rocket fuel. We'll have to brainstorm the names a bit. But the symbol the symbol for the cryptocurrency would be like an the jar itself is turned at like a 40, I guess, 140-degree angles or something. And then it would, instead of looking like a jar, it would look like a rocket, and there'd be a bunch of oil coming out of it to propel you forward into space. And so your investments would be endless, as granted by the Lord. Okay, so index coin. But index coin was, quote, practically worthless in reality, prosecutors said in the statement. Investors lost millions of dollars while the regalados used their investments for lavish living. In a video statement about the charges, Eli admitted that the couple had squandered $1.3 million that was raised through cryptocurrency. Quote, the charges are that me and Caitlin pocketed $1.3 million, he said in the video. I just wanted to come out and say those charges are true. Whoa, at least he's honest. What the heck? A criminal being honest? Being forthright? Telling the truth? What the heck? Regalado added, a few $100,000 went to a home remodel the Lord told us to do. We took God at his... Hang on. Who wrote this article? His is supposed to be capital H, not lowercase h. What is this? We took God at his word and sold a cryptocurrency with no clear exit. Regalado added that the couple still believes that God will, quote, work a miracle in the financial sector. Yes, it's called the Geodis Trump becoming president again and making the markets valuable. That's the miracle that the Lord will do in the financial sector. In total, Index Coin raised about $3.2 million from more than 300 people. 300 people? That's it? What the heck? How rich is this Christian community that he's a pastor for? What? Maybe that's why the Lord that's why the Lord said, yeah, take your community of 300 parishioners and who have lavish homes of their own and make a cryptocurrency so that you can use it to remodel your own home. In total, Index Coin raised about $3.2 million from more than 300 people between June 2022 and April 2023. The Regalados took at least $1.3 million of that, more than half for personal luxury purchases, including jewelry and... I'm assuming this is a typo. An au pair? An au pair. Maybe this is a thing. Okay, it is. It does sound like a thing. An au pair. What the heck is this? What is an au pair? A-U, then space, P-A-I-R. Au pair. A person, usually a young girl, traveling from one country to another to live in a family and do household work. Okay, I see. So they hired a Chinese child to be a maid. For personal luxury purchases, including jewelry, an au pair, and a pricey home renovation project. The Regalados also pocketed at least $290,000 for their online-only church, Victoria's Grace Church, despite there being no physical location for it. The Regalados additionally had no experience with cryptocurrency. A third-party auditor also said the index coin code had significant technical problems, but the Regalados continued to market the cryptocurrency as a low-risk, high-reward option. Okay, here's a super-duper secret that nobody's ever gonna tell you. No crypto bro and no Wall Street investor is gonna tell you this. If somebody says that an investment is low risk, high reward, it's probably the inverse. And it's probably also a rug pull, so I would try to steer clear of that. The only thing that isn't a low risk, high reward is check out this cool page called patreon.com/@zerosuitsonia, where you can support my work. Let's see. Eli had claimed to investors that an amount of the raised money would be used to help widows and orphans. But those purported payments were also personally spent by the regalados. Quote, "We allege that Mr. Regalado took advantage of the trust and faith of his own Christian community, and that he peddled outlandish promises of wealth to them when he sold them essentially worthless cryptocurrencies," the Colorado Securities Commissioner, Tung Chan, said in a Thursday statement, adding that consumers should remain, quote, "very skeptical." Civil fraud charges have been filed against the regalados as prosecutors allege the couple violated several tenets of the Colorado Securities Act. The couple is scheduled to appear in Denver State Court in the coming days. The regalados did not respond to the Guardian's request for comment. Both Index Coin and the Kingdom Wealth Exchange. What the heck is the Kingdom Wealth Exchange? I don't think they mentioned this at all. What if it's... That's the first time they mentioned it. What if the Kingdom Wealth Exchange is an exchange for all the religious cryptos? They're just like 5,000 churches who have their rug pulls in there for their congregations. That sounds fascinating. Well, unfortunately, it's been shut down, so I can't go look at the site. But let me go see if I can. If I can find anything about it. Oh, they have a Twitter page. Fuck. No! It's not gonna let me look at it as a... Okay, let me open it on my actual Twitter account so I can start being spammed. Religious crypto. Okay, let's go look at their Twitter. Here we go. Kingdom Wealth Exchange. 6 posts. Kingdom Wealth Exchange, trade crypto, fuel the kingdom. Why does it sound like a fucking video game? Like a mobile game. Fuel the kingdom in Lords Mobile. Exclusive home to Index Coin, your digital pass to a vibrant community and exclusive content. Following 5 accounts, 333 followers. They should have capped it at 666. That would have been perfect. Let's see. Their first post, or at least the first post that's still up. Maybe they posted a lot more, but then they were deleted over time. And maybe they were deleted as they were getting investigated. But their first post here is the 2nd of March 2023. March 7th, this is just the beginning. And this article, this is just the end. Well, unfortunately, let me see if I click on their link. I don't want to get hacked. Okay, the website cannot be reached. Well, that is the end of all things. But this is a fascinating article and a fascinating story. And I am very glad that I read it. Let's see. There is this one other pretty big article. Maybe I'll start reading it. And then we'll see how far I get. Which I don't think will be very far at all. Okay, so this is from published in The New Yorker by D.T. Max on January 21st, 2024. I suppose this is the section? I'm not really sure what this is supposed to be, but it says letter from Spain. It could either be the section or a little spicy headline that comes prior to the actual headline, which reads, "The woman who spent 500 days in a cave." She's just trying to play in real IRL Minecraft. Beatrice Flamini liked to be alone so much that she decided to live underground and pursue a world record. The experience was grueling and surreal. Yes, very true. I'm pretty sure very many survival people, even people who just go camping, you don't really get much sleep and you're not really all that comfortable, but it's kind of part of the fun. Especially for I remember Les Stroud doing Survivor Man. He did mention that you maybe get 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes of sleep. Then you gotta wake up, you gotta put more firewood into the fire so it doesn't die. And then there's spooky sounds all over the place. Sometimes it might be raining, it might be a little cold. You gotta reorient and make sure you're all good and cozy. The cave in Andalusia was protected by a drop exceeding 200 feet. Animals and people couldn't stray in. And here's a super cool picture. I actually like this picture. It looks kind of like the Matrix because it's like a dark green. Or I guess very many shades of green for the cave here. In this illustration, she has a little tent. She's got a chair. She's got some boxes with stuffs. She's got a little fire and a little pot. She's all alone in this cave. And I like the shapes in the background of the rocks. They look kind of like spooky monsters. That's pretty cool. I'll post this image in pictures in the subreddit in in the Discord. When Beatrice Flamini was growing up in Madrid, she spent a lot of time alone in her bedroom. I really liked being there, she says. She'd read books to her dolls and write on a chalkboard while giving them lessons in math or history. As she got older, she told me, she sometimes imagined being a professor like Indiana Jones, the kind who slipped away from the classroom to, quote, be who he really was. In the early 19th century, in the early 1990s, when Flamini was studying to be a sports instructor, she visited a cave for the first time. She and a friend drove north of Madrid to El Reguerillo, a cavern known for its Paleolithic engravings. We stayed until Sunday and came out only because we had classes and work, Flamini recalls. El Reguerillo was dark but cozy, and inside its walls she experienced an overwhelming sense of love. Quote, there were no words for what I felt, she said. She just wants to, she's like me, she wants to return to monkey, return to cave woman. For real, for real. After graduating, Flamini taught aerobatics in Madrid. She was admired for her charisma and commitment. Everyone wanted me for their classes, she says. They fought over me. By the time she turned 40 in 2013, she had a partner, a car, and a house. But she felt unsatisfied. She didn't really care about financial stability, and, unlike most people she knew, she didn't want children. She experienced an existential crisis. You know you're going to die. Today, tomorrow, within 50 years, Flamini told herself. What is it that you want to do with your life before that happens? The immediate answer, she remembers, was to, quote, grab my knapsack and go and live in the mountains. She's a descendant of the dwarfs from Lord of the Rings. She's just gonna go live in the mountains and awaken the Balrog by accidentally dropping a leaf into a cave, and then it flows slowly all the way down and it lands at the bottom of a cavern, and then it turns into fire because she awoken the Balrog. That's what's gonna happen. That's pretty cool writing, isn't it? But that is about... I guess I'll call that the first section. There are multiple sections with a capital letter starting the section. And it looks like there's maybe 20 more. So I'm gonna stop reading there. And maybe I'll read this again later. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna kind of see what her experiences were like. Anyway, I am almost done with my hot chockies. And then we can continue with... I believe I saved at the Polymer Fields, so we'll pick up from there. Okay, let me see if I still have my... Okay. Oh, let me check real quick if what's it called again? There we go, bot tricks. Let me see if you want to work. Let me type in. I forget if I have the Kuromi, the lurk one. What if I type in lurk? I don't think that's a thing on YouTube right now. Okay, that sounds good. Let's try Clueless. Clueless and Clueless. Twitch chat. Well, okay, they're both working. It's always so baffling, the delay between YouTube chat showing up on the screen versus Twitch chat. Okay. Let me see. I know I was abusing save state, so let me see if this is the latest one. Load state. Yes, this is the right place. And for some reason, my weapon is sparkly. Let me see. I think everything is good. I think we're good to go. Okay, how the heck do we play this game again? Do I have any... A1 level 13. Strength of 34, accuracy 57, health 35. Defense 34, courage 37. I have 1800 gold? 1800 monies? Let's see, shield block is 34%, dodge 0%. What? Oh, I think one of my abilities increases my dodge or something, right? My percent to hit is that 57 accuracy. Which I assume it works. I assume it works the way the numbers seem to represent it. I'm not entirely sure if my chance to hit versus their shield block reduces damage or hit chance. I really don't know. But I mean, I've been killing stuff and I got to Polymer Field, so I should be pretty good, I think. My melee armor is 25, my missile armor is 16. My damage is anywhere from 22 to 31. And my hit points is 211. Okay. Okay, so basically all of my skill points have been put into Shield Maiden of Rohan, which is a 15% chance of blocking attacks for 10 seconds. And then plus 3% chance per level and plus 2 seconds per level. And it is currently at level 4. So instead of 10 seconds, it is 18 seconds. And instead of 15% chance of blocking, it is, what's 4 times 3? That's 12. 12 plus 15 is 27. 27% chance to block for 18 seconds. Okay. And we can put in one more skill point, which would bring it up to the 30% chance to block for 21? No, 20 seconds. That's not too bad. And then I also have this shield offense. You are adept at using a shield. Shields give you +1 per level damage and +3% shield block per level. It is currently 3 points in there. So we have +3 shield block, I believe. Oh no, damage. So we have +3 damage and +9% shield block. Okay. And I don't really recall too much about my items here. Let's see. Iolite Pendant. +2 strength, +2 hit points. +2 hit point regen, actually. I remember this axe that I have is a... It gives me health back, right? Yeah, so it does 9 to 18 melee damage, +12 if two-handed. We get the +10 hit points per slain foe, so we get 10 hit points back. On kill, +5% critical. It gives me Sunburst as well, so it's got a slight AoE. Oh, and the shield that I have also gives me +100% extra hit points from food. I'm pretty sure that's because of the rune. So food is twice as healthy. Okay, well, I will go ahead and continue comparing items as we progress and find more items. Okay, how do I play this game again? So B is attack. I think A is ability. L changes the ability. Oh, let's tip. How do I use? Okay, and R interacts with the merchant. Dwarven Whetstone. +6 damage, which costs 6,000 gems. What in the fuck? Okay. I believe the last fight we did was the initial charge. The initial charge at Pelennor Fields. And so I don't think we have yet reached Minas Tirith. I don't remember if we actually fight outside the walls of Minas Tirith. This is a level 2 item here that I have in the Ranger's Hollow. I should just get rid of that. The reason I think I was holding on to it is for the extra 10% treasure. Since we were doing a sort of a chance-based build, but I think I kind of like my items. I don't know how much further the story continues, but we will see. 50,000 orcs at the base of the city. Courage, Mary. Courage for our friend, says Queen Eowyn. Oh, okay, no, this is where we left off last time. I came here to see what would happen. And this is where King Theoden says, "Forth now, fear no darkness. Arise, arise, riders of Theoden. Right now! Right now! Right to ruin! And the world's ending! But wait, he has no exclamation point at the word ending. And then he only says, death! Once. For some reason. Okay. Let's fuck these guys up. Oh. Fucking Mary just appeared out of nowhere. I couldn't see him because he's so small. Oh my goodness. This is... yeah. So I currently have just the regular Imperial Helm. And the Beryl, B-E-R-Y-L, Beryl Imperial Helm. Plus 5 melee armor, which is 4 more than my current one. Plus 14 critical armor, which is the same. Plus 1 defense. And plus 1 courage. So this one's definitely better. Give me that one. Okay, we already have a better item. Easy peasy. Fuck him up! This is why she came to Gondor. She wanted to get all the good items. Oh my goodness, that guy exploded! Mushrooms! Wait, what the heck was that? I picked up an item, I don't even know what it is. Half gloves. Alright then. Oh fuck! Oh. This guy is stuck! It's honestly pretty funny how frequently these guys get stuck on the terrain. Let's go ahead and sell this stuff I don't need. Get rid of that, get rid of this one. I don't really think I need the frozen longsword anymore. It was fine before when I needed to freeze baddies, because there were a bunch of them. But I think at this point I have a much better build that I don't even require that anymore. Keeper's Leaf Sword. What does the Keeper's Leaf Sword do? 7 to 14 melee damage, plus 1 strength, plus 3 defense. I think I'll keep my current guy. That's alright. Soldiers Solorettes. What's that do? Oh, it's more soldiers' feats. This one's level 10. My current one is my current shoes are level 5, which give me plus 10% fear resistance. Plus 1 damage, plus 1 melee armor, plus 3 missile armor, plus 1 defense, plus 5% speed. I think I do want these new ones. Plus 8 melee armor and plus 2 critical armor. But you know what? Maybe that plus 5% speed that my current ones are giving me good mobility to avoid enemy hits. So let's hold on to those for the time being. What the heck? Why are those guys so fast, dude? What the heck? Let's... I like how they managed to build all of these barricades here. The orcs. So that now when Rohan is here, it's just an easy Easy way to tell which way is forward, which way you gotta go. How convenient of them, so I'm not lost. Okay, we have a new brooch. Plus 3 damage, plus 2 strength, plus 1 health, plus 1 courage. Well, it is clearly better than my current pendant, but my current pendant gives me plus 2 HP regen. And HP regen saved me before, so I'm gonna go ahead. Oh my god. I'm gonna go ahead and keep that. Kite shield. Knight's leaf sword. Plus 50% poison resistance. That's not too bad. Plus 10% critical. Plus 50% fear resistance. And then we have a new cloak. Mantle of Trolls. Plus 1 melee armor. Plus 2 missile armor. Plus 10 health. Plus 20 hit points. Okay, so it's technically... So the armor and missile armor is less than my current flax cloak, but plus 10 health and plus 20 hit points. What is the difference between health and hit points? Are they not the same? What the heck? Okay, so if I'm looking at my stats here, hit points, it says I have 211 total. And my health is at 35. Well, I'll hold on to it and we'll see when I level up soon. We'll see. We'll see how those numbers affect. Oh my god. What the heck? Mary? Mary, help me! Ah! Okay. Oh my god, those guys almost killed me! Aowen almost got demolished by 2 random ass orcs. Okay, well, luckily we made it through. Ah! that sunburst attack, it just always looks so funny. It looks like she hits them with like a bomb or something. Barrel helm. I think we're still in the same area that had the the shrine? What's it called? Yeah, the shrine. Let's get rid of these items that I don't want. Kite shield. I gotta compare items again. Huh? Let's see. 5 armor. 14 critical armor. Regular coat, we can get rid of that. Okay, I think much of my current healing is from the lifesteal. Lifesteal, and I don't even know if this plus 2 health regen is the best right now. So let me go ahead and put on this Southron brooch, which gives me more damage and stuff. I don't think I'm gonna sell this pendant. I'm gonna hold on to it in case I need it. Okay, we can get rid of these swords, and I think I'll still hold on to this Mantle of Trolls. That one might be good. Okay, let's sell this stuff, sell that, sell this. I'm tempted to sell this, but I might need it. But we'll sell it. No biggie. Okay, before I get wrecked, let me save, stay there. Now we're good. Alright, where are the bitches at? Wait, what the heck? How did that guy get stunned? I killed some baddies and then I did the sunburst. And one of those guys just got stunned. A full corselet. Oh, it looks kind of like the Urukai armor. Full corselet, minimum level 9. Plus 16 melee armor. Whoa! That sounds like a lot. And plus 16 missile armor. Which I assume takes this one? It does. Okay, so my previous was Balin's double mail, which is 12 melee armor and 7 missile armor. Plus 4 strength, plus 1 courage. I'll use this full corselet for the time being, see if those other stats aren't as good. Okay, we finished this area. Let's go ahead. Save state. Alright, what's going on over here? Oh! A Rohan writer says, Mumakil threatened to flank Lord Theoden. Eowyn says, if the Haradrim are not stopped, the riders of Rohan will be crushed. It's an elephant! More Lempus bread. Okay, I think what you're supposed to do is use these ballista here. Oh no! You guys sound like fucking... You sound like Godzilla! What the heck? Okay. Does this work? No, that doesn't work. Wait, am I poisoned? Oh no, I just can't. Can't get any regen. Oh, okay, I guess she could just fuck him up with with her axe. 2 more Oliphants are upon us. She just fucking... just slashing away at him. Fuck him up! Noble corselet. Uh-oh. Have a new corselet. What's this one do? Let's see. Medallion plus 20 hit points. Noble corselet. Level 18 melee armor. 15 missile armor. Plus 2 courage and valuable. So it's 1 less missile armor, but it gives me more melee. 2 more melee, 1 less missile, and plus 2 courage. Let's go ahead and use that one. Okay, this looks good. I can't reload the ballista? Oh, I guess they killed it technically then. Ah! Okay, let's equip Shield Maiden. Let's fuck up this Godzilla. This Godzilla sounding motherfucker. Fuck him up! Okay, that guy's dead. What was that? Holy Staff? Holly Staff. As in holidays. Well, she's not Gandalf, so she can't use... She can't use a big staff. Okay, Shield Maiden. Oh my god. I think it... Oh my god. No! I think if he gets through, I lose. No! Well, I leveled up, but the Boomba kill made it through. Oh, wait, I gotta follow him? The compass is pointing me this way. There it is! There's that spooky laugh! That spooky laugh that I mentioned at the very beginning. When I first started this. That was the spooky laugh. But the first time I encountered it was not here in the Battle of Pelennor Fields. The first time I encountered it, it was a quiet, kind of snow. It may have been the Dead Marshes. So it's like, this is definitely not as action-packed as it is here. And that's why I got spooked. I got scared the shit out of by that fucking thing. Okay, so I think what it is, maybe it was this guy, because he had a banner. Maybe he does like a... He provides like an AoE. Oh my goodness, so many guys. Oh my god. I might actually die here. They have a cave troll. Ah! Ah! Okay. Luckily I made it. I think the guy who does the laugh is a banner carrier, so he probably does provide some AoE. AoE bonuses. Oh wait, I leveled up, I forgot. Okay, so let's see. So my max hit points are currently 213 if I put 1 point into health. Okay, so health increases my hit points by 4 and my spirit points by 1. Okay. So I guess if I equipped this Mantle of Trolls, which gives me plus 10 health, it would increase my... I guess those two are tied together, because it provides me plus 10 health and plus 20 hit points. So if I have that on, my max hit points are 277. Okay. Let me do some quick math here. Grab the good old notepad. So I have currently 277 hit points with 47 health. And the cloak gives me plus 10 health, comma, plus 20 hit points. Okay, if I go back to my previous cloak, which has no health or hit points, my new stats are max HP of 217, so that is 50 less HP, or 60 actually, which is quite a lot. My health is at 37. That's the 10 health that it mentions. So that would mean... So 10 health gives me, what, 50 HP? Or, no, 40? 40 HP? Well, I think I like that new cloak, the Mantle of Trolls. That one seems pretty good. Yeah, let's go ahead and equip that Mantle of Trolls. I think I need some health regen right now, so let me re-equip this pendant. This medallion gives me also plus 20 hit points. Okay, so let me go ahead and regen while I run away from this spooky cave troll. Uh-oh. I don't even know. Oh, I am regenning. It's just taking forever. Okay, let's make sure this doesn't take forever. Tower shield. Can I please find some health? Please? Some health would be very nice right about this very meow. I would greatly appreciate that. My prayers will not be answered in the middle of battle, unfortunately. Okay, let's get rid of this cloak, the old cloak. Tower shield, -5 accuracy, plus 35% shield block. I've got a pretty good shield block with my Shield Maiden of Rohan. I think I'm okay. I'll sell that. Okay, well, I guess we just gotta keep kiting this troll. Because they have a cave troll. If I equip this other pendant, it's gonna take way too long to heal off of this. Well, whatever, I'll just heal up then, I guess. Let's do that, and then let's buy a Shield Maiden. And let's fuck up this troll! Ooh. A battle axe. What's that do? Knight's Skegok's Axe. 9 to 18 damage. Which is the same as my current one. Plus 5% critical, plus 50% fear resistance, plus 50% poison resistance. That's not too bad. But I like my current one. Let's definitely sell this axe. And I guess I'll sell this medallion too. That doesn't seem to be as good as my other two. Okay. On to the next field of Pelennor. Patches! Oh my god. Oh, there's a laugh again. Oh my goodness. Fuck him up! Go ahead and kill this guy before he gives... Yeah, this guy has a buff now! It's like I assume it's like a dodging buff? Oh my goodness. So a whole army of buffed buffed enemies. No. Ah! Oh my goodness. Okay, their buff is gone. Oh my goodness, he called more. He's too fast! Okay, there we go, he's dead. Jesus, what an absolute pain. I guess I guess it's a good thing he didn't buff the cave troll. There might be a cave, a shop right up ahead, but I'm just gonna make sure I clear my inventory by going back. Haradrim Solarets, plus 5 melee armor, plus 2 accuracy, plus 1 defense, plus 10% poison resisting. I think I'm good on shoes, we're pretty good. Well, I had to pop like three heals there. That was pretty unfortunate, but ultimately it worked out. And I will save state there. Okay, what's going on over here? Uncle Theoden! Oh my god, it's the beta Witch King. It's the same one as the Witch King's armor in the GameCube and the PlayStation versions. But he says, "Feast on his flesh." "Begone, Lord of Carrion," says Eowyn. "Do not come between the Nazgul and his prey. I will kill you if you touch him." "Kill me, thou fool. No living man can slay me. I am no man. You look upon a woman." That's the correct line. Why didn't they use the correct line in the movie? What the heck? Let's fuck him up. Let's kill the black guy. Patches. Patches. I love how Theoden's just laying there. He's already dead. It's not even moving. Okay. Yeah, let me just run around the battlefield real quick. Collect all the money first. That'll help me kill the Witch King. Okay, oh wait, did I even finish? I still have all these extra points that I use. Oops. Oopsie. Oopsie. Was it me? Patches. What's up? Come here. Lay over here. Ow, right down. Okay, so because we're fighting the Witch King, I assume we need courage. Let's get 1 courage. Let's grab 1 defense. Let's grab accuracy. Let's grab another health. Why not? Okay, we now have a max of 282 hit points. Damage of 24 to 33. Melee armor of 34, missile armor of 23, chance to hit 58%, dodge 0%, and shield block 34%. And I'm assuming that's not including at all the Shield Maiden ability. Patches, just stay right here. Come on, we gotta fight the Witch King. Stay right here. Okay, let me make sure. I've got my best items. I guess for the time being, I can change this rune here. Since I'm gonna be fighting a 1v1, I do not need the plus 10 hit points per slain foe. Plus 10% dodge, that one sounds pretty good. Let's do plus 10% dodge. Okay, that seems like a much better thing. Let's go ahead and save state here. And let's fuck this guy up! Okay, shield maiden. Chop off his head! Oh! Oh my goodness! He just spawned in! Oh fuck, he's got baddies! Okay, now we can get... Let's reapply my healing. Plus 10 hit points, no. Plus 5 hit points per slain foe. The mountain rune. Oh, it's healing. Give me the healing! Ah. Oh, what the heck? He's got a fire attack? He's got like a dark shadow attack. Okay, I think he blocked my healing there. Me. Oh fuck. Oh fuck, he's got guys! Ah! Ouchie. Oh my goodness, he's got a whole army. Alright. We can do this, no biggie. Holy Christ. Okay. Oh no. Oh, oh my god. What the heck is this? Is that supposed to... Lembas bread? Is that supposed to be like that? He died and he's like in a pool of black oil. What is that? He's a specter. He's not a person. He's not an orc. He doesn't have black blood. What the heck? This is not lore accurate. Okay, well, the woman has triumphed over the evil, corrupted man king. I know your face, Eowyn. Do not die, uncle. What the heck? What is this? What is this writing? Do not die, uncle. Do not leave me. My body is broken. I go to my father's. I shall not be ashamed. Oh my goodness, this face on Mary is so weird. Look at his face. Why is it like that? Eowyn, Aragorn has arrived, and he has brought an army with him. The White City is saved. What's this? Which king's crown? Patches. Corrupt would have been black. What the heck? Okay, so we now have in artifacts the Witch King's crown. Pretty cool. Avenge your uncle's death and defeat the Witch King, Lord of the Nazgul. Which we have done. What? Why is Gandalf just standing next to this orc? Gandalf says, the power of the ring is... Wait, that's it? We don't get to ride to the Black Gate with Eowyn? The power of the ring is destroyed, and all that was done by that power is passing away. And those that were bound to the fate of the One are now free. And Eowyn, oh, I guess it's the narrator. And Eowyn was honored as a shield maiden of Rohan. She was celebrated as a warrior, a heroine, and the savior of poet. She's the only one? It's just her? What about the rest of the Rohirrim? What about Mary? She was hailed as the savior of Pelennor. Sauron is defeated, you are victorious. Your ranking, Soldier of Gondor. Lord of the Rings, GBA ranking. I don't see anywhere here where it mentions the ranking. Maybe if I go look up the manual. Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, GBA, user manual. Yeah, sure, user manual PDF. That was a pretty anticlimactic ending. I don't get to fight the Mouth of Sauron too? What the heck? I guess if they want to be lore accurate, then that's fine. Gameboy Advance manuals. The Nintendo website has, or I guess nintendo.co.uk. Is this the official? Oh, I don't have it up on screen. Give me. Where's the screen? There we go. Oh, it's only for like some games. So Return of the King is not here. Must be somewhere. Maybe if I look at archive, they might have it. Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, GBA manual. Somebody's gotta have uploaded it, surely. There's nothing? There is an archive.org page. Is it in this list? Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Rings. Nope, it's not here. Unlucky. I'm curious though, what the heck does that mean? The rankings. What the heck is the ranking? What does that entail? How well did I do? What does it mean? Soldier of Gondor ranking. I don't think I'm gonna find what. Oh, end of game rankings. Lord of the Rings. Is this it? This says This is Neo Seeker, Xbox games, Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. I don't think I remember seeing this in GameCube. I'm so confused. Where the heck am I supposed to find this information? Is it... maybe it's here somewhere? Oh, also that was normal difficulty, so maybe that also may have colored some of my impressions of replaying this game. Did I unlock any bonus maps? I did. I unlocked Helm's Deep Hornburg. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to continue searching for this later because I'm still very curious, but I cannot seem to find anything at this very meow, so we'll just go ahead and play the Hornburg here and see what that's like. I do think I remember playing this back in the day as well. I believe another one I mentioned before, another one was the Mines of Moria. I believe that we actually do get to fight in the Black Gate as one of the appropriate characters. And I don't think it's one of these extra bonus maps, so I'm not sure what the other two are. Okay, let's do Helm's Deep. Wait, there's multiple? You can... maybe there are multiple sections you can do. Because I can select the Hornburg and I assume I can go up and down eventually if I find more parts. Hornburg, let's do normal. Aragorn says, Aruman's forces are upon us. Drive them out. Gonna fuck him up. I'm pretty sure we use the same items I have. Yes, we do. Okay. Oh no! the heck? Oh my god. I suppose what's happening here... Oh my god. I'm taking damage at random. I suppose that's supposed to be the enemy artillery and such. And arrows. Oh my goodness. May I please have some health? Please! Oh my goodness, fuck off. Orc sword. Have a clasp. Maiden's padded shirt. Dull adamant pendant. Lorica. What is the Lorica supposed to be? Plus 11 melee armor, plus 8 missile armor. Okay. It's possible I might not even be the appropriate level for this. Because I'm taking so much damage. The wall has been breached! I can take him. I can take on 20 Urukais. No biggie. Oh my goodness, the fucking stun lock. The stun lock and the frame lock too. Oh my goodness, she's fucking massacring them. Oh my goodness. This entire area is just covered with loot. The game can't even comprehend what's going on. Oh my god, they have 2 cave trolls? It's okay, I'm a strong, independent woman, Eowyn. I can handle him. No biggie. No biggie. Oh, please, give me the mushrooms! Mushrooms! Oh my goodness. Alright. Holy Christ, what's with the frame rate? Oh no. Well, I think I got saved by the fact that I have Shield Maiden so leveled up. Wait. I completely forgot that I have another... I can plop another ability down. We'll plop it on. The final Shield Maiden. Let's do that. Easy peasy. Oh my goodness, this is like a giant cave troll. This guy's way bigger than the previous two. Oh my goodness. Not really, we can get rid of those. Oh, there's a shrine here. I never even noticed. Let's see, 1 fresh king's foil, 6 dried ones. I think I'm basically done with the game, so I don't really feel like I need to get any more abilities or anything. What? Oh my god. Alright then. Alright then. Whatever you say, dude. Oh, hey, at Game Pulse, when did you get in here? Oogluck's half gloves. That wasn't very fair. They killed me for literally, actually, no reason. Okay, I think I'm supposed to go up this way now. Oh, what's this? It's my treasure. Maiden's ringmail. Level 5 armor. What is this dog shit armor? God. I'm like twice. What am I? Like 15, right? I am 3 times the level of the item that they give me. Oh my god. What a fucking joke. That's like if you are rewarded for being a loyal employee of a company for 10 years and they reward you by giving you some starbursts. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna call it a game there for now. Maybe we'll revisit this next Christmas with a different character. Feet mess. All the feet mess. Okay, go ahead and save state there just in case there's an issue with the save. And I think that is all for Return of the King. Today, I didn't think I was so close to the end. If I knew that, maybe last time I would have just kept going until I beat it. But that is the end of the Feats of Queen Eowyn's storyline. Okay. I did collect a couple of articles like 2 weeks ago that I wanted to cover. So they are a little bit old, but I think we'll be okay covering them. So first of all, we have this one, which reminded me to go look further into that Gawain McGregor guy. So this is published on Outkick and by Matt Riegel. January 5th, 2024. Man posing as Bigfoot has to stop after people thought he was real. It's not his fault he's so good. A Virginia man has agreed to stop wandering around pretending to be Bigfoot, as his impression of the famed creature was so good that people thought it was real. That's it. I've had it with people being good at what they do. According to TV station WSET, there were some Bigfoot sightings in the area around Wintergreen, Virginia. I don't know what Wintergreen is known for, perhaps being the namesake of a flavor of gum. But as far as I know, from watching History Channel documentaries, it's not a Sasquatch hotspot. Nonetheless, big hairy creatures were being spotted in wooded areas and unlikely blurry Ring doorbell camera videos. However, amid a surge in public concern, the Wintergreen Police Department made sure to put its residents at ease by assuring them that there was not a bona fide Squatch in town. It was just a guy in a suit. Quote, "It was just, I guess, maybe something that maybe got out of hand, but it was all fun and games." Fun and games, huh? Wintergreen Police Chief Dennis Russell said of the Bigfoot impersonator. Quote, "I think he just wanted to maybe elevate the people's happiness during the holiday season." Yeah, that seems like a very festive, Christmas-like, what should we call it? Interaction? Dressing up as a Bigfoot and walking around in the woods. That sounds very Christmassy. The man behind the gorilla costume reportedly stopped what he was doing when residents started taking the sightings seriously. But is that his problem? A Squatch out for a leisurely stroll. I don't think this is an actual picture of what the guy had, but but it does still seem pretty spooky. Let me go ahead and post this picture in the Unseen World Big Feats channel. I'm pretty sure this isn't what the guy looked like at all. Bigfoot impersonator too talented for his own good. If this guy is good enough to throw on a costume, and maybe people think he's a flesh and blood Bigfoot in the Virginia countryside, he should be applauded. It's not easy to do. Watch Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes, then try to tell me that playing an ape is easy. Weren't they using mocap? Wasn't it also Andy Serkis who did the mocap in Planet of the Apes? I'm also pretty sure that this costume here is not at all comparable to the Planet of the Apes visual effects. Because this just looks like a rubber... is that the material? The rubber mask? It's like maybe it's more like a silicone. I'm not sure. Because in this picture it's like a gorilla outfit with a face that looks like it's made of rubber or something. But I'm pretty sure in Planet of the Apes they don't just go to the monkey store to buy a monkey outfit like that. Just watch Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes, then try to tell me that playing an ape is easy. So, someone with a natural aptitude for walking like the subject of the 1967 Patterson-Gimlin film is being punished for his talent. No, gift. Not cool. Although, I guess if this is in the name of public safety, it makes a little more sense. We don't want the guy in the suit getting hurt when someone whips out a shotgun in hopes of getting themselves a genuine Bigfoot pelt. Plus, think of how much of a distraction a Bigfoot cruising down the side of the road would be. Probably not as bad as trying to answer a text message, but still bad. You can definitely tell that this guy is a Redditor. No, I think Chewbacca outfits have like his entire face has hair, whereas this one has like a rubbery thingy. I think that aside from like the nose and the teeth and the eyes, a Chewbacca outfit would be all hairy basically. I believe most people, 99%, knew that it was all in jest because, let's be honest, Bigfoot and Wintergreen? He wouldn't come here, said Chief Russell, who appears to think Bigfoot tours around the country. I don't know. I'll have to go contact Wes at Sasquatch Chronicles and see whether or not there have been any sightings at Wintergreen, Virginia, or in the nearby counties. That may be... I don't know. Maybe this guy is only aware of the Patterson-Gimlin film. I think if I'm being if I can recall correctly, maybe there have been one or two guests on Sasquatch Chronicles who were somewhere in Virginia, but definitely not very many. I think a lot of them are like from Georgia and Louisiana and that swampy area where they call it the skunk ape. There's definitely a couple in Oklahoma. I heard about one in Kansas. But most of the other ones are like, generally Washington, Idaho, Oregon. Very, very woody areas indeed. I wouldn't be surprised if there are some wooded areas in Virginia still where a Big Feats might be tempted to go catch some deers. The police say they didn't tell the mystery Bigfooter to stop, but he decided to on his own. He will not face any criminal charges for his stellar performances either. Unfortunate. I don't know if there's any video footage on this site. I don't want to kill the ad blockers and see, but I think this one might have. I don't think this is it either. I think this is also this is from a different site, WHSV3. Let me mute the audio for on stream just in case it's super duper loud, which it might be.
Black would say, surprise, surprise, some Bigfoot sightings in Wintergreen.
Imagine
have been
Big Feet
debunked.
with a gun.
According to police, it was someone who was having a laugh and wanted to, quote, create a little lighthearted conversation. As for whether there really is a Bigfoot anywhere else, we're just going to say amateur Sasquatch seekers always hope something big's afoot. Well, this evening is a busy one at the nation's airports. Here is a popular... Well, this is...
What the heck? What? Why would you end that story and then immediately go to the next one, and the next one just happens to be a car crash? What the heck? Thank you for the 57 months, Emotes. When did you get in here? I definitely have some pretty interesting ideas that I have for my cryptid roguelike, which may or may not involve big feats with the guns. So that might be a work in progress. The year is 2023. Everyone has a cell phone. Many people have cameras on their phones, on their watching their homes, their front doors, and city and populated city centers. And this is the best picture we can get of someone in a Big Feet's costume. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is peak humanity. Peak technology in 2023. This one I assume is just like a Photoshop. It's the figure is far too clear on this top left side, and the shadow looks a bit it definitely looks like it's a photoshopped shadow here. And then I think they did like a, they tried to blend it in to look like he's moving by aggressively blurring this arm here, but I am not convinced that this is a legitimate photo of either a costumed person or an actual Big Feet. This one I can 100% say is a legitimate photo of a person, but it looks more like a bear because this tree here is blocking that. So that is this story about the Virginia Big Feet guy. Okay, and because of this, because I saw this article, I wanted to look into Gawain McGregor. And he's definitely like an outdoors person because this is his Twitter account, at Gawain McGregor, with his picture in his Big Feet's costume, his Big Feet's shaman costume, which is still spooky. It's still pretty spooky, if you ask me. If I saw this as I was walking the trail, I would definitely be pretty spooked. and my hand would be approaching my concealed carry. That's for sure. His Twitter bio says, I have a passion for nature. I travel the country, hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing. I believe in the divine nature of Sasquatch and practice Enkiduism. And his only tweet is from April 25th, 2017, which reads, the divine nature of Sasquatch, their connection to the Bible, and how to worship them. And it leads to his website, which is just a blog spot titled Enkiduism. And I believe he only has like 5, 6, 7 posts, something like that. And I have seen Enkidu only once before. And that is when I was reading the Epic of Gilgamesh. I do have a physical copy here. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, there we go. I got it. Unfortunately, though, my camera is not plugged in, so I cannot show you right now. But it is the Epic of Gilgamesh. I believe it is near the beginning. It speaks about Gilgamesh and Enkidu. Let me see. Okay, the Epic of Gilgamesh, Book 1, The Coming of Enkidu. Gilgamesh went abroad in the world, but he met with none who could withstand his arms till he came to Uruk. But the men of Uruk muttered in their houses, Gilgamesh sounds the, and I don't know what this word is, tocsin, Tocsin. Gilgamesh sounds the tocsin for his amusement. His arrogance has no bounds by day or night. No son is left with his father, for Gilgamesh takes them all, even the children. Yet the king shall be a shepherd to his people. His lust leaves no virgin to her lover, neither the warrior's daughter, nor the wife of the noble. Yet this is the shepherd of the city, wise, comely, and resolute. And that is the first paragraph in the Epic of Gilgamesh. The first mention of Enkidu is in the third paragraph, which reads, So the goddess conceived an image in her mind, and it was the stuff of Anu of the firmament. She dipped her hands in water and pinched off clay. She let it fall in the wilderness, and noble Enkidu was created. There was virtue in him of the god of war, of Ninurta himself. His body was rough. He had long hair like a woman's. It waved like the hair of Nisaba, the goddess of corn. His body was covered with matted hair like Samukan's, the god of cattle. He was innocent of mankind. He knew nothing of the cultivated land. And this definitely sounds quite Big Feet-ish. Enkidu ate grass in the hills with the gazelle and lurked with wild beasts at the waterholes. He had joy of the water with the herds of wild game. But there was a trapper who met him one day face to face at the drinking hole, for the wild game had entered his territory.
Drink water, you dehydrated bitch!
No. For the wild game had entered his territory. On 3 days he met him face to face, and the trapper was frozen with fear. Just like when people encounter big feet, they're frozen with fear. On 3 days he met him face to face, and the trapper was frozen with fear. He went back to his house with the game that he had caught, and he was dumb, benumbed with terror. His face was altered like that of one who has made a long journey. With awe in his heart, he spoke to his father. "Father, there is a man, unlike any other, who comes down from the hills. He is the strongest in the world. He is like an immortal from heaven. He ranges over the hills with wild beasts and eats grass. He ranges through your land and comes down to the wells. I am afraid and dare not go near him. He fills in the pits which I dig and tears up my traps set for the game. He helps the beasts to escape, and now they slip through my fingers." His father opened his mouth and said to the trapper, "My son, in Uruk lives Gilgamesh. No one has ever prevailed against him. He is strong as a star from heaven. Go to Uruk, find Gilgamesh, extol the strength of this wild man. Ask him to give you a harlot, a wanton from the temple of love. Return with her and let her woman's power overpower this man. When next he comes down to drink at the wells, she will be there, stripped naked. And when he sees her beckoning, he will embrace her, and then the wild beasts will reject him." And that's what I'll read so far. This actually sounds like a pretty good thing I could read on stream for my voice acting stuff. But yeah, I had to read this for my was there corn in the translation? Who is the translator? By N.K. Sandars. I'm sure he's well versed in what's it called? The Mesopotamian legends and history and agricultures. He knows what he's talking about. SCP-1471. What's that? I've never looked into any SCP stuffs. SCP-1471 appears to be a large and lycanthropic humanoid creature. It appears to have a furry body and long black hair, while its head appears to look like a wolf's skull. It appears to have a massive jaw and sharp teeth, while its eyes appear milky white with no visible pupils. Oh, okay, it's just the spooky dogman picture. I see. And then there is the DeviantArt version of it, which is a pretty cool picture. It's pretty cool. And this is Gawain McGregor's website, And his last post was the 17th of June, 2015. And I hope that's not because he was wearing his Big Feet's outfit, his Big Feet's shaman costume, and then he got shot. Hopefully he is still alive and well. Let me read this one. This is the last post he did, which is Enkiduism and the Divine Nature of Sasquatch. As a Christian, I have looked to the Bible for spiritual guidance throughout my life. It has shepherded me through my greatest successes and failures, and has created a doorway to my relationship with God. It has also fostered my interest in history, which started me on a journey that would both bolster and broaden my faith. The stories of the Bible offer tremendous insight into the past, going back to the earliest civilizations, those of Assyria and Babylonia, whose founding it attributes to King Nimrod, a descendant of the prophet Noah. I gotta get my throat-soothing tea. Many years ago, I began to acquaint myself with these civilizations, and in doing so, I found that their influence on the Bible was far more than historical. Aspects of their mythology were adopted. I guess so. I guess I have to. It doesn't matter whether or not I drink water, though, because I just haven't. It's been about a month since I last streamed, so I haven't really been using my voice for this long, this continuously. And so I think typically when I streamed multiple times per week, or way more frequently than once a month, I had better control of my voice. Aspects of their mythology were adopted by early Semites and incorporated into the Talmud, which formed the basis for the Old Testament. For example, ancient tablets, referred to as the Enuma Elish, detail a creation story very similar to the one described in Genesis, with many passages being nearly identical. Another example is the tablets of the Epic of Gilgamesh, the oldest story ever recorded. As in Genesis, God becomes angry with humankind and decides to send a great flood to destroy it, warning only a single man, allowing him to save his family. As I studied this story, and the Epic of Gilgamesh as a whole, I found myself increasingly drawn to a character from the preceding chapters, the wild man Enkidu, who we have just read about briefly. And I forgot I stopped mid-sentence to do something, and then I forgot to explain that the reason I have the Epic of Gilgamesh is because we read it for my intro to theology, my very first semester at university. I liked that class. It was super cool. The guy was chill and relaxed, and he wasn't let's just say he wasn't like my parents. My parents and certain classmates in high school who say to me, "What? You've read the Bible? Then why are you not religious? What? You're going to what the heck? You're going to a Catholic private school. How are you not religious? What? You're taking theology courses. How are you not religious?" very, very short-sighted, simple-minded peoples with limited resources and limited understanding. But that's okay. If it works for them, it works for them. But I have always thought that that's a very weird and strange conclusion to arrive to. I think we first learned about like Zoroastrianism, and then we also read the Epic of Gilgamesh. We did some Bible passages. He worked with something that I also took into consideration moving forward, the original Hebrew text of the Bible. And then I also later took some translation courses, which, I am very hesitant to believe word for word, and very many versions of the Bible, whether in English or in Spanish. There are very many issues with translation, and since that class, I think I have taken that into consideration. And I don't think many people do. Maybe that's part of the reason why Americans are like, Jesus is a white man who likes guns and has a MAGA hat, and he was American. When very clearly he was a brown man in the Middle East. But they think that Jesus spoke English, and he liked the founding fathers. That sounds like a reasonable way to view your world. Incorrectly. Okay, let's see. The preceding chapters, the wild man Enkidu. Enkidu was created by the goddess Aruru in response to the prayers of the citizens of Uruk, to act as a counterbalance to their king Gilgamesh, who had lost his connection with nature. He is described as extremely powerful, being 2/3 beast, 1/3 man, and having a body covered in thick hair. He drank from the rivers, grazed from the fields, and galloped through the forests, sharing a union with nature long lost to humans. Destiny soon led Enkidu to the Hierophant Shamat, with whom he engaged in a ritual union. But spoilers, what the heck? He succeeded in bringing Gilgamesh's woman over here, with whom he engaged in a ritual union. Afterwards, she sent him on the path to Uruk, where he met Gilgamesh, with whom a great friendship began. One that sent them down a path of personal growth, symbolized in a series of adventures as told in the stories of Gilgamesh and Huwawa, Gilgamesh and the Bull of Heaven and Enkidu and the Netherworld. By the end, Enkidu had fulfilled the destiny written by his creator Aruru. His wildness had brought the king's humanity into balance, guiding him through heroism, wisdom, and grief. He soon became very ill, and after 12 days of suffering, died. While the people of Uruk began the construction of a grand statue of Enkidu, Gilgamesh, devastated by the loss, entered a period of great mourning. He cast off his royal garments and, to honor his companion, ritualistically draped himself with the hair-covered skins of animals and set off to wander in the wilderness. He went on to have many more adventures, continuing to learn about himself and his place in the world. but nothing would prove more formative than the life and death of Enkidu. They really broke women just to do all that. Yes. Fem Chad, yes. Go ahead and skip the rest of this story and get back to Enkiduism for Gawain MacGregor. At the time I discovered these ancient texts, I too was entirely disconnected from nature. Like Gilgamesh, behind the walls of Uruk, I was trapped in a small fragment of the world from which it seemed impossible to escape. Even the things that appeared to be windows were only there to pacify me, further estranging me from nature. I realized that my finding Enkidu was not by chance. I was being led by God to my own personal salvation, and understanding that Enkidu wasn't only sent to save Gilgamesh, he was sent to save me. Finding them compatible with my existing belief system, I began to incorporate aspects of Assyrio-Babylonian religion into my practice, recognizing Enkidu as divine and performing ancient sacraments to honor him, which I refer to as Enkiduism. As a practitioner of Enkiduism, the foremost sacrament I practice is the wearing of hair-covered animal skins and wandering in the forest, the same way Gilgamesh honored him thousands of years ago. While this may seem unusual, the practice actually dates back to long before Gilgamesh, as images of shaman dressed as animals appear as far back as the Neolithic paintings in France's, how is this one pronounced? Chores? Dwarferes cave. Even today, there are hundreds of shamanistic traditions around the world that involve dressing in a similar way. To join this ancient lineage and to honor Enkidu, I sewed animal hides together, fabricating my own ritual garments. Oh yeah, I guess we should change it to just chatting. Now that I'm finished with Lord of the Rings. And yeah, this is one of his pictures. I never posted all of them. I just posted the face one. This one. This was in the YouTube thumbnail for the video. When I discovered this guy. So these are his other pictures. The way this is, the length of this top part here makes him look like he's pretty short. Like he's a hobbit or something. Before I set out on my first wandering, I chose a forest on public land where no hunting was permitted. Okay, well that's good to hear. I did mention in the video that I wondered whether or not he considered that there are people out there who are willing to shoot a big feat and bring it in. So thankfully, he took that into consideration. I chose a forest on public land where no hunting was permitted, and I planned to stay there overnight. When I arrived, I changed out of my civilized clothes and began to wander. I cleared my mind of all thoughts and entered a deep trance state, allowing myself to become possessed by the spirit of nature and opening communication with the individual elements around me. Afterwards, I felt more alive than I had in years. I spent the remainder of the day reading the Epic of Gilgamesh, and, when night fell, I retreated to my primitive shelter, ritualistically encircled it in with flour, and fell asleep. What's the significance of flour? Maybe he'll mention it here, or I would have to go read the Epic of Gilgamesh. That night, I had a dream. not unlike the many dreams Gilgamesh and Enkidu had on their own journeys. I found myself inside an ancient temple of stone. Before me stood a beautiful woman who spoke in a language I had never heard, but somehow understood perfectly. She smiled at me and said, "I am Shamat, Hierophant of Uruk. You have come seeking Enkidu." Oh, he came all right. "You have come seeking Enkidu, but he is now with the Queen of Shades, in a darkness where no one again sees the light of day, where the souls of kings and men alike have no glory." She then walked over to a table and poured wine from a cistern into a smaller vessel, handed it to me, and continued, "As you drink this wine, I grant you the blessings of Enkidu. May it draw to you the spirits of nature, his children, born to me of our sacred union." When I woke up the next morning, the dream was still fresh in my memory. As I started packing up my things to return home, I heard a noise come from the woods. I turned to see a figure standing about 20 feet away from me. It was roughly 7 feet tall, with a broad nose, thick brow, and a body covered with hair. Though I had never seen such a thing myself, it was familiar to me, what people all over the world had described as the wild man in the woods, and what I knew to be a Sasquatch. We stared into each other's eyes for a moment, and as quickly as it had appeared, it vanished. I sat there, thinking what I had seen and what Shamat had revealed to me in my dream the night before. It wasn't long before I came to the realization that the children of Enkidu and Sasquatch were one and the same. They were not animals. They were gods, living outside the physical laws of our world. Our meeting was not by chance. They chose to reveal themselves to me, offering their blessings. Since then, I have begun to honor the Sasquatch alongside their father, Enkidu. Whenever I enter their domain, I kneel, bow my head, and recite what I call the Sasquatch prayer. As a result of this practice, they have revealed themselves to me several more times. The Sasquatch prayer goes as follows. "Hear me, O Sasquatch, children of Enkidu. In your great mercy, may you walk forever before me, guiding me through the forest and guarding me from every danger that may come."
What happened? Come here.
Well, I think the rest of this is just his other rituals. His other articles here are Sacred Stone, Lapis Lazuli, and then The Great Mourning of Enkidu and Accompanying Ritual, and then Consuming the Essence of Enkidu, Ritual Garment, and that's it. That's all he has here. His first post was the 9th of March 2015, and his final post was the 17th of June 2015. And so that is the story of Gawain McGregor. Patches. Okay. Before I get off the topic of big feats, I think I have a couple of videos from one of my big feats guys. Fuck, what's his name? Something Jacobs. Chuck Jacobs. There we go. Okay, so this is one of my big feats guys. Where did I leave off? He does a couple of stuff. He's got some big feat stuff. He's got some RV and truck stuff. Repairing old vehicles. He's got some firefighter stories. Let's see. Here's a big feat stuff. Something strange happened this week. That was a month ago. Firefighter stories, RV stuff, Christmas stuff. Other Bigfoot stuff here. More of his van stuff. Okay, so he has 2 more big feats videos that I gotta check out, and then we'll see. One of the things that this guy has revealed that I have not heard anybody else say, or well, I guess I should say he he makes a lot of claims about big feats that I don't hear from anybody else. One of them, for instance, is their ability to heal. I believe he's mentioned that he's had some issues with kidney stones or something. I don't remember exactly. But he says at one or several times, a big feats. He's sleeping in his van, and at several points in time, a big feats is outside the van. He can feel a presence, and then the big feats. I guess we could call it like I'm not even sure what the term would be, but according to him, the big feet uses her fingers to kind of like massage the part of his kidney, I believe, or spleen that has issues, and it's like it's not a physical massage. It's kind of like a psychic massage, but he can feel it, and apparently big feet have the ability to heal. I guess both internal and external problems that we humans have. So that's one of the things that he says. I wouldn't call it spiritual healing, because he specifically says he can feel it physically. I wouldn't be surprised though if they do also have some sort of spiritual healing, if it is the case, if it is true, if it is accurate that big feets can do this psychic I guess psychic ability healing, because I guess psychic healing does sound a bit like spiritual healing, because it's it's revolving around the human psyche, but that's not quite what I mean. I'm sure he could explain it better, and let's get started. This one was published December 1st, 2023, titled Bigfoot Stuff, Something Strange Happened This Week.
Well, good evening, YouTube. This is Chuck. And It's Friday, December 1st, and it's about 7:30 in the evening, so it's obviously dark outside, so I'm coming to you from the man cave. And I've got a story for you, and it's going to be a Bigfoot story. And this is going to be a pretty strange one. Now, those of you that watch my channel, that have watched my Bigfoot stuff before, you're going to understand this a little bit better than somebody. If this is the first time you watched one of my Bigfoot videos, this is going to seem way, way out in left field for you. And so what I would suggest you do is I'd suggest you go onto my homepage, and there's about 50 videos there about this subject, and some of them are numbered. And what I've done, YouTube just came out with a thing called a podcast. And what I've done is I created a podcast, and it's my Bigfoot stuff number 1 through Bigfoot stuff number 10 videos. And if you watch those, that'll give you a much better idea where we're coming from. I've been very interested in the subject matter now for 12 years. And about 6 years ago, I changed my research methodology, and everything changed drastically. Now, if I tried to give you enough backup on this, backstory on this, so you'd understand what's happening here, this video is going to end up being 3 hours long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just tell you the story and let you make up your own mind. Now, this is the second take on this. The first take, I made a couple mistakes on it and got some stuff out of order because it's a complicated story, and it's pretty strange. So this channel has been up for about a year now, a little over a year. And so a lot of the Bigfoot stories that I've told you about are things that happened before I started this YouTube channel. So they're old stories. But I've also taken you out in the field on some of my field trips out there and told you about stuff that's happened at the time. Well, when you do what we do, and I say we because there's a group of us, when you do what we do at the level that we do it, you don't necessarily have to go anywhere. I have Sasquatch people come to my home at times. It's not that unusual. It's not an everyday occurrence, but it's not that unusual. And so once they tag you, once they know who you are, then they actually once in a while they'll stop by and, for lack of a better term, stop by and check on me and say hi. And I had that happen not too long ago. But anyway, for the last few years, we've been working with a lady that lives about 100 miles east of me, near Sholo, Arizona. And she's a widow lady. Her husband died a few years ago, and she lives on acreage, and she has animals, and she's had some very, very interesting things happen. And it's her story to tell and not mine, but the story I'm getting ready to tell you involves her, and it's something that happened this week. Now, as I told you, this is Friday evening, and this happened Tuesday through Thursday. And I spent all day today trying to figure out whether I should tell you this story, and if you're watching this, you know I decided to tell the story. Because it's beyond bizarre, and I'll be the first one to say that. But anyway, a few years ago, she started having issues on her property, and she has acreage. And somewhere along the line, she finally thought somehow that it might be Sasquatch related. And so she contacted me, and Kevin and I went over and met with her, and we basically opened up her eyes. And what she's got is she has a family group that lives on her property. And they have lived there probably for good grief hundreds of years. And so we opened up her eyes to what was happening, and we actually worked with her to
it's sped up to 1.5.
communicate with them and open a dialogue with them. And so she lived in harmony with them now for several years. And well, she said every once in a while she calls me and talks to me. And by the way, if you wonder what the shirt is, I'm wearing an old work shirt because it's cold out here and the work shirt's warm. But it's an old firefighter work shirt. You can still see part of the emblem here. But anyway, the way we do it normally is we text each other and say, hey, do you have time to talk? And so I got a text from her, and she says, I got some weird stuff happening. Can you give me a call? So I did. And what she told me, she says that lately around her place, there's been kind of a strange vibe in the air. It's like a tension. And she's not quite sure how to explain it, but it's like a tension in the air, like there's something going on. And the local family has not been communicating with her at all. And it hasn't been hostile. She said that she was out now she has dogs and horses, and she was out tending her animals, and she said she could feel that she was being watched, and she said it wasn't entirely a pleasant feeling. And she didn't feel like she was in any danger, but it just didn't feel right. And she normally has a lot of birds and stuff around, and all of a sudden there's no birds. Everything is silent. Everything's gone. Her horses are acting strange. Her dogs are afraid. They're in their kennels. They're not even sticking their heads out. They are afraid. Well, that's a pretty good clue. There's something going on.
They're spooked.
And so remember, this is Tuesday, this past Tuesday. And so in the middle of the afternoon, all of a sudden she gets a little bit of mind speak. Says, call Chuck. Well, her first thought was, well, maybe she didn't really hear that. Maybe she just invented that, and she's trying to figure out what might be happening, and maybe she told herself that. Well, a little bit later, she gets it again. Call Chuck. And once again, she says, well, I don't want to bother him for nothing, and there's probably nothing to this. And so finally, later on in the evening, she gets it very forcefully. Call, check. Kevin will know. Well, Kevin's my squatching partner. I've talked about him before. And anyway, so she just said, well, and the first thing she thought is, well, maybe something happened to me. Maybe there's a, maybe I'm sick or something, or something happened, emergency of some kind. So she texts me, and I call her back, and the first thing she asked me, she said, are you okay? And I said, well, yeah, I'm fine. Everything's okay here. So then she told me what was happening. Well, last Tuesday was full moon. And we have developed a hypothesis that sometimes the Sasquatch people, they'll have what they call gatherings, and they use the term gatherings. And they'll have gatherings, and it seems to somehow be involved with the lunar cycle, and a lot of times things happen on a full moon. And we've had a number of different things that have happened to us that have been full moon related that have led us to believe that. And so she hadn't even thought about that, and I mentioned it to her, and I said that, maybe there's some from other places that are there just because of the gathering, because of the full moon. And maybe there are people,
Big
maybe some of
Feet's
them
the
don't like
gathering.
humans, and maybe that's kind of what's happening there. And I also mentioned, I said, and we've also been warned, they warned us about other entities, and they referred to them as the Dark Ones. And
Other entities? That means the dogmans are real. Unlucky.
so I said, maybe that somehow involves the Dark Ones. And the minute I said that to her, she got zapped. And I'm talking to her on a cell phone, so there's no wire connecting us. We're 100 miles apart. I got zapped too. I'm sitting in my kitchen, and I got zapped, and she got zapped at the same time. Well, that told me that, hey, I'm onto something. There's something going on there. So I said, ask him, see if there's something. In the meantime, I said, I'll contact Kevin. They said Kevin will know. So let's see what Kevin says. I said, I'll get back with you. So I contacted Kevin, and we talked on the phone. I told him what was going on, and he said no. He had at that precise moment he had no idea. He didn't know what to say. I said, all right. So that was Tuesday night. So Wednesday morning, wait, let me back up. Tuesday night, okay, I go to bed. The minute I go to bed, I'm laying there in my bed, and I feel a presence. I feel a large, powerful presence. Now, I've talked about my bedroom before. My bedroom's on the second floor above a 20 by 26 garage. And so the bedroom part is about 13 by 26, and it has high ceilings, so it's a pretty big room. And I'm laying there, and I can feel this massive presence next to me. It's not hostile.
Yeah, maybe it could be a vampire mommy. Could be the Dark Ones. We'll see. Maybe this guy's gonna mention that at some point.
It's not friendly. It's there. I tried reaching out to it in Mindspeak. I can feel that you're there. Who are you? It was so intense to me that I even asked my wife, and she's laying next to me, and she's awake, and she's reading something off of her tablet. And I asked her, I said, are you feeling anything? No. I couldn't believe it, because I could feel, it was massive. And what it felt like is, it felt like if you laid down next to a 6-foot tall concrete wall that was 3 feet thick, even if you close your eyes, you know that concrete wall is there. And because you can sense it. And that's what this felt like. It was massive. Very, very powerful. Well, I tried to get to respond. I said, what's your name? Are you somebody I know? I know you're there. I can tell you're there. I could get no response. So thinking back on something I learned before, I decided to try rebuking. And what I did is,
in the name of
there,
Christ.
you don't know who you are. If you are a child of God, you are welcome here. If you are not a child of God, I command you in the name of Jesus Christ to leave. Boom, it was gone. I could feel it leave. I'm getting buzzed right now as I'm telling you this story. I can feel it. But anyway, so the next morning, I get a call from Kevin. Kevin says, hey, last night, when I was getting ready to go to bed and I was saying my prayers, I got Mindspeak. And what I was told is that this lady, we'll call her Elle, is that she needs to go out on her property and profess her faith to God. Okay, well, she's a very spiritual person. She prays, she reads the Bible. I understand all that. So I contacted her back and I told her that. And I said that, this is what Kevin was told that you need to do. And she said, well, I say my prayers every night. And anyway, she was going to be gone for the day. She was actually in her vehicle driving when I talked to her. And so she says, I'm not going to get back until late this evening, so I'll have to do it tomorrow. I said, all right. So that was we left it at that. She was kind of puzzled about it. She didn't understand why she would need to do that. So anyway, that was Wednesday. So Thursday, of course, I was out of town myself. We made a run to Costco, and I talked about that in my community posts. And anyway, so on the way back, I'm driving back up the hill, and I get a text from Kevin. And the text is that he talked to her, and he wanted me to call him when I got home. The minute I was about halfway home, and I was right next to a big mountain. And the minute my wife read that text to me, I got tingled off the mountain, and pretty strong, and it stayed with me for about half a mile. So, whoa, I got zapped 100 miles away, and then I got tingled, and I had an entity at my house. And anyway, so she had gone out that morning. This was Thursday morning. She had gone out to a little hill that's on her property, and she, out loud, she professed her faith in God. She said as soon as she did that, she said all of a sudden she could feel that tension lift. It was like poof, and it just went away, and all of a sudden everything felt normal again. And then she got very clear mind speak. It said the land has been cleansed. Whoa! So what does all that mean? I don't know.
What the heck?
We think we know a little bit about the Sasquatch people and about their culture and their beliefs.
The land has
There's
been
way more that we
cleansed?
don't know. So, what can I tell you about the story? I can tell you what happened, and that's what happened. I've been thinking about this all day today. You know, this is clear down in the evening now when I'm telling you this story. But I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to tell you or not. And obviously, if you're seeing this, I've decided to go ahead and upload the video and tell you about it, because this is even by our standards, this is pretty bizarre. But it is real, and it's something that happened. So I think. Look at my other videos. I always tell you, you're welcome to believe any part of it that you want. If you choose to disbelieve, that's fine. If you're skeptical, that's healthy. Took me a long time to get where I'm at on this, because I was a hard sell, and call it paranormal, call it extra normal, whatever term you want to use. It is weird, and it's stuff that we've always been told our whole life is not possible, but it's there. It's real. We've experienced many different ways in many different cases. We always, when we try to figure it out by our knowledge, a lot of it doesn't make any sense. And Kevin says, why do they do what they do? What they do when they do it, and we don't have to understand it. They have their ways, and for whatever was going on over there, apparently that was resolved. And I haven't talked to the lady today. Like I said, it's been all day on and off trying to decide how I'm going to present this. As I said at the beginning, this is the second take on this because I kind of messed up the first one. I think I've got it this time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you as I always do. Take care of each other, love each other. Take care of yourself. You're the most important person in your life. And I'll get back with you in another one here pretty quick. But this one will take a little bit of thinking. Some of you that follow my stuff that are in the same boat that I'm at, they'll understand totally what I'm talking about. And some of you folks will probably, you might take one look at this and decide, oh, Tucker's batshit crazy, and that's the way it is. But watch the rest of my stuff. Keep an open mind and a good heart. And I'll talk to you on another one here real soon on a different subject. Because this one here is pretty heavy duty, and I'll be the first one to admit it. So for right now, I think this has run for quite a while. So I think I'm going to tell you as I always do. Peace out for now, and I'll be back with another one.
Well, it definitely sounds super spooky when a Big Feets is telling you to call the Big Feets guy who's in the area, who is known for being a Big Feets. I guess we'll call him a scholar. Might as well. And then you're told by the Big Feets in mind speak to proclaim your love for God. It's like, and then the land is cleansed. What the heck does that mean? From what? Was there a demon who lived there? What? Why they gotta be so cryptic for? That's definitely one of the weirdest, I guess, what I've heard from this guy. I've heard many weird things that I had never heard before about Big Feets. What the heck? They're throwing rocks at me. Fuck out of here. I have never heard of anything like this before. But I guess since I haven't heard anybody at all talk about being marked by Big Feet, so that like you're a known contact for Big Feets, it wouldn't make sense for others who are not aware of that or who aren't discussing that marking. It wouldn't make sense for them at all to be aware of the fact that that you can be reached out to by others who may need who may need your assistance to cleanse the land. Maybe they're just playing Lord of the Rings and they're cleansing the land of Saruman's filth, of Aruman, the wizard Aruman of many colors. Let's go have a look at the comments real quick. Oh, rip. Let's see. Oh, fuck. I gotta pause. I almost died. Very interesting, but something not good was around. I'm glad the same people warned you and told you what to do. Very cool. They're slingers, so they throw rocks. The good thing, though, is that they have no armor, so they're pretty simple to kill. That's why I love getting cavalry. Let me see. Oh, here's somebody else. Somebody else's experience. From my experience with my small family group, I have found that the Bigfoot have what I call hitchhikers that will sometimes come with the mind speak. The hitchhikers just butt in on your mind speak. From what I understand, the Bigfoot are aware of them and do their best to block them, but it doesn't always work. I think it's just what happens when you deal with a dimensional species like Bigfoot. I banished them never to return. The hitchhikers. Always check your mind speak, 'cause they are tricky. The big feet are amazing, and I am always learning. The gatherings, they love getting together, and yes, some do not want to be bothered with humans nor understand why others would. They seem to be a very social species. Interesting. Sounds so much like skinwalkers. The Indians say just talking about them will bring them to you. I'm curious what part of show low did this happen? My sister lives on the outskirts of Sholo. Oh, okay, maybe that's just what the area is called. Well, this is definitely very different from many of his other the other things that he's mentioned about big feet. So that's something I'm gonna have to take note of. I was aware of the gatherings. He's mentioned that before, but not the cleansing of the evil and to announce your faith in Christ.
Good afternoon, YouTube. This is Chuck, and it's Sunday afternoon, December 31st, New Year's Eve. And as you can see, I'm sitting in the van, and I'm sitting in here because it's a little chilly outside, and it's a little comfortable in here. I think the lighting is good, and this just seemed like a good place to get my thoughts together. And figured I'd make one last video this year. And I say that if I happen to run onto something exciting a little bit later, I could always add another one. But right now, this is the plan. And when I was posting my videos that I shot when my recent trip to Wickenburg, I had one of my subscribers ask me if I had any Sasquatch activity over in Wickenburg. And so the short answer to that is yes I did. But it was pretty. It wasn't what I would have liked to have had, but it was enough to let me know they're there. But it's a little bit difficult to describe exactly what happened. So I wasn't gonna make this video, but I decided that I probably should, because it's to explain it, it's if I start from the beginning, this thing's going to be very lengthy. So what I'm going to tell you first is the YouTube recently allowed us to put together something called a podcast. And the podcast, you can link together videos, multiple videos, and what I did is I linked together my Bigfoot Stuff number 1 through Bigfoot Stuff number 10 videos in the form of a podcast. So in order to understand exactly where we're coming from, so I don't have to start explaining everything from scratch, if you haven't done it already, go over to the homepage of my channel and go to podcasts and watch that. And that'll tell you exactly what we've learned over the years. And the last one, Bigfoot Stuff number 10, will tell you how to do exactly what we do. So having said that, that's my disclaimer. So let me tell you a little bit about Wickenburg area. Well, we know from our dealings with the Sasquatch people that they're pretty much everywhere. There's a lot of them. I can't even make a guess as to how many. There may be more of them than there are of us, actually. And they're an old species. They're older than we are. And what that tells you is that they most likely have lived in the Wickenburg area for, good golly, centuries, maybe thousands of years. Who knows? And so there's no reason to believe that they're not still around. they were obviously there before Wickenburg was there, and so they probably move a little bit because we went into their living room, and as I said before, we basically moved into their living room, started busting up the furniture because we're not a really nice species. We kind of we come in like a conquering army and do all kinds of things to
like a conquering army.
And their lifespan's about 3 times ours, so that means that the ones that were there, they've seen everything that we've done bad since we've been there. But there's no reason to believe they're not there. And add to that, a number of years ago, I actually investigated a BFRO report of some homeless family that they weren't homeless at the time they filed the report, but about 20 years prior to that, they had fallen on some hard times, and they lived in a tent in the river bottom, the Hacienda river bottom, south of Wickenburg for a while, till they were getting back on their feet to get a place to live. And they actually had a young female actually came into their camp, and they saw her in daylight in full solid form on a number of occasions while they were living there. And she never curious, never hostile, hung around the camp. One time they had been gone somewhere, and when they got home, she was standing right in the middle of their camp looking at their stuff, and they saw her a number of times. I found no reason to believe that this was a made-up story. The guy seemed to be a pretty straight-up guy about that. Another thing that I experienced myself is a couple of years ago, we were coming back from the Portside area or Parker or someplace that direction, and as we were coming into town from the west on US 60, just before coming into town itself, I got a very, very strong highway hair tingle, very strong, from a little hill that was located on the south side of the highway there, and that told me that they were there. Now, I'm going to talk real briefly about the highway hair tingle because I've talked about that before. They make a neurological connection with you, and the neurological connection can range all the way from a slight tingle all the way up to a pretty strong zap. And when they do the highway hair tingle, I'm going to try to see if I can hold this with one hand. When they do the highway hair tingle, with me, what it feels like, it's right up in here, and it feels like a little combination of a little pressure feeling with a little electrical shock feeling, and it's right about in here. And the only time I ever feel that is when they're around. Now, when they really turn it up and hard, it'll actually, with me anyway, it'll feel like somebody's got a big electrical cord and they're plugging it in the side of your head. I mean, it really feels that intense. And but a lot of times the young ones like to watch traffic go by. They've even told us that. And so they'll sit on a hill usually alongside a highway, and they'll just watch the traffic.
They're like kitties just watching out the cat TV, looking out the window.
So that's their entertainment. And I felt that many times, many places, many states, all the way up into Montana and Idaho and places. I felt that. And so so I felt that a couple of years ago coming into Wickenburg. So I was pretty sure that they were around there somewhere. And this actually, where I felt that at was actually not too far away from the airport. So I kind of figured they were watching traffic and watching the planes too. So I had I already pretty sure they were around. So the RV park that we stayed at, and you can go back and watch the little video I did about where we stayed at, and it was right on the riverbank and of the Hacienda River. And so I figured the riverbed would be a good place. And so I tried to pay attention. I tried to pay attention for that tingling feeling, the highway hair tingle. Well, when we got over there on Friday the 22nd, we drove through a storm to get there, but the weather cleared up by the time we got there. And when I was setting up the trailer, it was dry, and it was mid-afternoon, and I got the trailer all set up and got all done, and I was outside on the little patio there and kind of looking over at the trees. And the riverbank's got a lot of tamarask trees, and of course tamarasks they're an invasive species. They were something we brought here too, and now they've taken over the place, and very, very difficult to get rid of once they get established. But anyway, that's the trees that were there. And so I kind of looked over that direction. I kind of tried to reach out in mind speak, say, hey, are any of you there? And when I did that, I got the highway hair tingle. So I immediately responded back, and I said, hey, I felt that. And, you can make that stronger if you like. Thank you. And I'm glad you're here. And can you tell me, what's your name? And I got back. I was pretty sure I got it. It was pretty faint, but I got back what I think the name was Lolo. Now they use a lot of nicknames, and their formal names are some really complicated ones sometimes, and some of them we probably can't pronounce. In fact, we've been told that there are names that we can't pronounce. So they use family names, they use nicknames. Sometimes when we talk to them, they'll make up a name just for the sake of talking to us. And I'll give you an example of that. And last year for Christmas, we went down to Ajo, and I never mentioned this in a video, but so I figured they'd be down there somewhere too. And so I was kind of on alert the whole time we were down there. And I didn't get anything until the last evening that we were there. And the last evening we were there, we're going to leave in the morning, and I got a pretty strong highway hair tingle, and I responded back to that. And I engaged in a little bit of back and forth mind speak with, I believe, a young male. And I asked him what his name was, and he told me his name was Ajo Charlie. Well, obviously that's not his real name. That's a nickname that he apparently uses. And for some reason, they knew we were going to leave in the morning, and so he decided to let me know he was there. And the name he gave me was Ajo Charlie. And it was very, very clear. So I know that happened. But this one was it was pretty faint. I wasn't 100% sure that was the name I got, but I'm pretty sure. So anyway, I believe Lolo was probably a juvenile, and I think it might have been a female. It wasn't a real clear. That wasn't clear like hitting me upside the head with a 2x4 clear, but I got that. Well, almost every day, at some point in time, sometimes multiple times a day, I would get the highway hair tingle. but I could never get anybody to respond back to me. And then we're back in Wickenburg again on this trip. I couldn't get anybody to respond back to me. Well, another thing that happened, and we were there 7 nights. 3 of those nights, after dark, I'd take the Flapjack out so he could go potty one last time. Well, there was Flapjack, he'd come out the trailer, and he'd look right across at the tamarask trees in one spot, look same spot all the time. And when he'd look over there, all of a sudden he'd immediately get scared and turn around and want to go back inside. He wouldn't even go potty. He'd want to go back inside, and that was it. Well, I've learned to pay attention to him when he does that. And that usually, because the dogs can see, when we can't see the forest people, dogs and horses still can. And we think cats can too, but of course cats won't tell us anything. But anyway, so 3 nights out of 4. And after when he did that the first night, I also got a little bit of a tingle as well. And I asked,
I think for cats, if you just look at their behavior, if it's more abnormal than usual while they're looking out the window, then maybe that's a somewhat of a tell. But yeah, definitely dogs are a clear for indications of things sneaking around the property and such.
Actually said out loud, I said, will you please stop scaring my dog? He needs to go potty. And I think there was, here again, probably a juvenile, probably a teenager, and he was letting me know he was there by scaring a dog. And what's interesting is 4 nights that didn't happen, 3 nights it did. So how do you explain it? You know, he looked over the same spot every time, and as soon as he saw it, you could see his demeanor change. He immediately looked scared and immediately started dragging me back through the door like a sled dog. Well, then I made a video that I shot actually on Christmas Eve on the old bridge. Well, the old bridge is located not too far from where we were staying. It was within walking distance. And in order to keep pedestrians from crossing the busy highway there, they actually ran a sidewalk, real nice sidewalk, wheelchair accessible, underneath the bridge from one side to the other. So you can go up onto the old pedestrian bridge, and of course I filmed all that, so you can go back and look at those videos. I really like that for some reason. I don't even know why, but anyway, that's not the story. So the Christmas Eve, we started walking in the afternoon. We started to walk over, and when we got to that bridge, he looked out underneath the bridge near the first bridge support. And once again, he got that feeling of scared and immediately turned around and started trying to drag me the other direction. I looked over there where he had been looking at. I didn't see anything. But I said, there was nobody else around, so I said out loud, I said, we need to walk through here. Will you please stop scaring my dog? My dog needs to be able to walk, we need to go the other side, and will you please stop scaring my dog so that we can cross underneath here? That's all we want to do. I know you're there. And as soon as I said that, then immediately Flapjack was fine. And we walked, and he was a little cautious still, but we walked through through that bridge, the other side, did everything, then came back, went through the other direction, going home. And once again, he was kind of on guard a little bit when we walked into that bridge. But he did it, and he wasn't scared. But that one time he was. So the last, we were there for seven nights, and the first 5 I had a little bit of hair tingle activity. The last couple I really didn't. It wasn't really, I told them that we had to leave, and I'm sure they were there, and I'm sure somebody was listening, but I didn't get any acknowledgement at all. Well, now fast forward up to Friday, last Friday the 29th, when we were leaving. We packed up and we pulled out of about 10 o'clock, and the US 60 coming out of Wickenburg heading toward the Metro Phoenix area runs along the Hassayampa River for a few miles before it climbs up onto the open desert there near Morristown and Whitman and so forth, heading down toward Surprise and Glendale and Metro Phoenix. Well, we cut across to Arizona State 74, the Carefree Highway, and we go over toward Carefree. But anyway, running along the bottom of that riverbed, there's something down there called the Hassayampa River Preserve. And now we're driving 55 mile an hour towing a trailer head going home. Nice day, not in heavy traffic, and we're driving along there, and I got along that river preserve, and I got very, very definite, very strong high hair tingle that stayed with me for about a half a mile. Well, that told me that they were there in that area, and they were acknowledging me as I go by, and just a lot of times what I think they do, and to explain that maybe a little further, is they know we can't see them, and if you got human kids that are sitting someplace watching traffic go by, they're waving at the cars, and if somebody happens to see them wave back, that's pretty cool. They like that. Well, I think that the young forest people, when they're doing the same thing, it's not visible, but when they reach out every once in a while, they'll hit somebody that knows they're there, and they'll respond back to them in mind speak or an acknowledgement that they're there, and they get pretty excited by that, and you can feel that excitement, and I've done that many times. Well, I had that happen Friday, driving by that section of the riverbank, so I'm pretty sure that there's a family group there. Now, while I was there, another thing I did, and while I was in Wickenburg, is I got a friend that's interested in the subject matter, lives there. His name's Jesse, and so I reached out to him and said, hey, I'm going to be in town. So he came over and visited with me one evening, and we had a good talk about some of the stuff, and I told him I'm sure they're there somewhere, and it gave him some hints as to what to look for, and he has not had his aha moment yet, and so he's still wanting to have an aha moment. Well, after I got home, I texted him back and I said, hey, go down there. I think that I'm pretty sure there's a family group down there, and that might be, if you're looking for him, that might be a good place to go start looking for him. And I told him about what to pay attention to, and the hard part is putting your mind in neutral, because to receive that, because most of us got so many things going on that our mind is going 100 miles an hour in 10 different directions all the time. So one of the things I've had to learn to do is to try to put that all out of my mind to where I'm receptive to that. So anyway, this has gone on a little bit longer than I thought it was going to, and I hope I've explained it adequately. But did I have activity in Wickenburg? Yeah, I did. Did I get a name? Yeah, I think I did. Did I get any real solid interaction with anybody? No, I didn't. I had several possible high hair tingles, encounters, whatever you want to call that. Didn't see anything. I didn't see any of them cloaked. I didn't see anything like that. I didn't, other than the name, I didn't get any real solid mind speak. But I did get quite a number of high hair tingles. I got the sense of excitement and confusion that I get from the young ones when all of a sudden they realize that somebody knows they're there. And I've talked about that before, so there's other videos on the subject. But I think I'll wrap this one up, and I'll say that once again, it's New Year's Eve. I hope all of you had a good 2023. Tomorrow we start a whole new year, and who knows what that'll bring. I don't know when I'll be getting out doing any more squatches.
Hopefully more Big Feets content.
In February, there's going to be a Bigfoot Symposium down in the far east side of the Metro Phoenix area, and our whole group is going to be down there, and my partner Kevin's going to be presenting, and we'll be doing a roundtable. So I'll talk a little bit more about that as the date gets a little bit closer. And my next road trip, I'm going to be, right now my plan is to, third week of January, is I'm going to go over to Quartzsite Ehrenberg area for about a week and go be vanboy. And I'm going to try to put in a couple days at the RTR and then go over to Ehrenberg and put in a couple days at Schoolie Palooza. And last year I was going to go do that, and the weather turned south at the last minute, and I decided not to, and I probably should have gone anyway, but we'll see what the weather holds this time. I have every intention of going for a week and just living out of the van and talking to some nomads and looking at some rigs. And
okay. That's good to know. He just goes around the US with his van. Sometimes he even finds the Big Feets. So last thing I want to do before we head out is go through some more Alamau sightings. See if I can find some cool stuff. UAP disguised as meteor. And there's a Alamau in Baker Hot Springs, Utah. And then another two-feeted creature on Mars. Okay, let's go with that. Let's start with this Leonard Nimoy one. I might get copy striked. It looks like it's a TV interview, or maybe I'll do that at the end. Let's do the other ones first. Let's start with the two creatures on Mars.
Hey guys, this is Scott, and I have some interesting things from a Mars Gigapan photo. Now watch my cursor. This is
GigaChat photo?
This is where we're going, but there's also other things here and here. So let's come down here. And there is something that looks like it's alive. Yes, it does.
It's alive.
To be a living creature of some sort. Do you see this object here? It looks like some kind of clam, some kind of shell.
It's a chicken legs.
And look, the body hanging outward, like it's reaching, is thicker over here, like it's using this area to grab things. Very strange, isn't it? Very unusual. And when you zoom out, you see some other things. There's right above it, there looks like there's another similar object, but it's fossilized. It's fossilized. And right near it, it looks like a whole bunch of bones. Look at these things. These look like bones or something. Very strange.
They do look a little like bones, sure, but I think this one over here kind of looks even more like this here looks like it's a nut with a bolt going through it. This one could be some sort of one of our older rovers. Just the heavy stuff that wasn't able to be blown away in the wind, or like slid down from a higher hill or something.
What's your thoughts on this? Does this look like a living creature to you? It looks like something alive to me, and I really think something like this probably could live on Mars. What would it eat? I don't know. It's very small. This looks like it's just probably close to 5 inches across from here to here, 5 inches. So it looks very, very small to me. So I imagine the food it finds is even smaller. Okay, guys, we're going to head right over here. This is an area where I want to show you there's a figure. It looks like a bipedal figure, sort of like a human being. Do you see this head, shoulders, arm, chest, arm, leg, and leg? I know it's kind of primitive. But it
Oh,
still looks
come
like
on.
a sculpture to me.
Those are just separate rocks. This is one rock here.
Ancient sculpture.
Different rock there.
Now,
What the
understand
heck?
that these things have probably been worn away for a long, long time. So they probably got worn down a lot. Oh, that's weird, whatever this is. But let me zoom out, and you can see where we are right now. Okay, now I'm going to come over here a little bit. Let's come over. Try not to move too fast for you, sorry. Coming over to this location here. And it looks like to me, there's a statue here. Almost like a head, an angel wing. It sort of look like some kind of angelic statue right there. Strange. Okay. And when you come down from the angel statue, you see something over here. What is this creature crawling up this rock? Here's a snail shell and some kind of long thing, antennas or something. Now these are the same antennas, the same two kind of antennas that were in front of the Mars rabbit animal that was next to the rover. It was a white creature, had two long antennas just like this in front of it, and it looked like 6 legs, but it was white. This isn't white, is it?
I think it's the Mars rabbit aminal. I don't think I've seen that one. Mars rabbit animal. I don't see anything here. It must have been something he covered in his video that he colloquially called the Mars rabbit aminal. I'm not gonna bother going to look for that one.
But the front of it sure looks the same. When you come down from this creature, there is 2 unusual objects here. Can you see them? Can you see what they are? Can you see what I see? One, I see a face. Another looks like an upside down boot. Okay, right here is a face. Looks like a face. Mouth, nose, big eyebrows, eyes, top of the head or helmet. Here it looks like a boot. Look at this thing. It looks like the foot part and the leg part right here. It looks like that to me. And this is right next to this strange creature up here. This strange thing. Let's zoom in on that. How many animals are on Mars? I really wonder. This looks like it's alive. Look at these antennas and everything. That's really, really strange. So let's take one last look at the shell-like snail animal, similar to that one. Okay, here we are. It's right down here. Here we go. Going down. One last look at it. Here we go. Okay. Oh my God. A little bit less interesting than the snail we saw earlier. This one has one appendage coming out. The other one looks different, like there are 2 antennas. This looks like it has some kind of mouth on it that grabs things like a hand, but probably a mouth because it's a larger area here. If you've ever seen a clam exiting the shell to look for food, it kind of looks like that, doesn't it? Okay, guys, thank you very much for watching up to this point. If you have any suggestions you'd like me to make videos about asteroids,
This channel should be renamed from UFO Sightings Daily to Pareidolia Daily. Oh, been released. Top comment. Been really smoking up the pareidolia joints. Reality is more strange than fantasy, as you see here, he replies. Well, at least he's not, at least publicly here in the comments, he's not taking it too badly. Lava tube. Okay. Next up is a supposed Ayla mouse sighting in Utah on January 7th.
Hey guys, this is Scott. I'm back. This is something I saw shared on Facebook. I just want to share with you. It's kind of amazing. I'm going to analyze this photo at the end. It says, you guys, I'm not big on UFOs or aliens, by the way. What do you think of this? We were out at Baker Hot Springs, desolate area, hiking around and saw this. My husband wouldn't let me hike up and down. I was wondering if someone just set it up. Okay, let me show you a map of the area. Now, this is not too far from Area 51, Las Vegas. It's actually pretty close. And up here, that's Area 51. And up here is Utah, and this is Baker Hot Springs. I'm actually less than 30 minutes away from there right now, believe it or not. And it's snowing. It's snowing outside. And it was snowing yesterday, so whoever this was on the hill is out there in the snow. Now, let's analyze this photo a little bit. This is the original untouched photo. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to add light only. Here we are. You can see the difference a little bit, but let's zoom in on the person. Maybe this is just a human being, right? In disguise or something, but it is a desolate area with only dirt roads leading up to the area and very few people out there, especially in the winter. Now look at this. I added light only.
it looks like the person is wearing a purple velvet robe. Does that look like purple velvet to you? And it has almost a Jesus stance, a holy stance to the person. The hands down and out a little bit, the feet together, and the head like no other. Look at that. This is normal again. This is normal. I put it normal there. And zoom out, get the full perspective of it so you can see it all, take it all in. Now notice also the person has a very, very thin neck. Very, very thin neck. And in a minute I'm going to put it in negative format, which is almost like infrared. It's kind of cool and it really pops. Now look at the neck of the person. Very strange. Here is negative format. And you can really see the stance. Everything, detail really pops out. You can't see any detail of a face. And I'm wondering, are we looking at the back of their head? Because if we're looking at the back of their head, it makes more sense. They didn't see the people behind them taking photos and they didn't run off or disappear. What's your thoughts about this, guys? This is in a very desolate location in Utah. Very desolate location. And wow. Remember with the Miami alien video that came out of this huge alien walking by and news tried to say it's nothing, it's nothing? And do you remember the Brazil island alien where this 2.5, 3 meter alien was on top of a hill just like this? And that's all this week, guys. All this week. Tell me.
It's just Caillou. Look. That's why he's bald. It didn't mention there in the post anything about distance or how far away the person taking the photo is approximately from this object, this being. I'm not sure if this here's supposed to be grass. Looks so weird. I don't think I've ever really seen any foliage like this. Not sure. Looks like it has a strange energy, like aura about it. Interesting. But the quality of the picture is just so low res. You can't really say too much. The picture itself here also looks quite tiny. I'm very hesitant to believe this is an actual thing. If anything, it is this person went up here into the middle of nowhere and set up this foam structure so they can take a picture of it and say, "Hey guys, look, it's a Elamau. It's a real Elamau." I would have to do more research into this one. Let me go ahead and take a screenshot of it so I can find it again later.
What do you think of that?
I'll do more digging into this guy on my free time. Okay. And lastly, we have the Leonard Nimoy interview where he says totally seriously that he knows some aliens.
Hey guys, this is Scott. Welcome back. Hit that like and subscribe button. Helps me out tremendously. Now, this is Leonard Nimoy in a 1982 Rathacon interview from the John Davison Show in 1982. He infers that Gene Roddenberry, producer, writer, and director of Star Trek, is an alien, and there might be others. Okay, so I want you to see this interview. Tell me your thoughts. Put the name of the aliens in the comments below.
In science fiction, I would say...
Put the names of the aliens in the comments below? We're just calling out aliens now like it's the Red Scare? The alien scare?
Anything is possible.
Yes, absolutely. Let me talk to you a little bit about science fiction. We have had people talking about UFOs on the show. We had a doctor who interviewed people, read their dreams, and they had UFO experiences. You must get a lot of mail from people talking about extraterrestrial life. You know that our government sends out beams to outer space to try to get some answer from somebody else in space. Nothing comes back. How do you feel about life on other planets?
Who told you nothing comes back?
There's been no answers from outer space.
You haven't heard the answer.
I check my service every day. No, there's been no answers.
That's what those ears are for.
What I'm saying, we tried every way to contact somebody in the universe. Do you, as certainly students of this, have you found any evidence?
I know people, whatever you want to call them, on this earth today who are alien.
You do?
Yeah.
Who? No, Leonard, you're serious. You're serious.
Yes. A couple of directors. Yeah.
No. Come on, I thought I could get to the bottom of this today. You're not
Producer here and there.
A couple of directors who in Hollywood tend to be of a certain kind of people, quote unquote people.
Now, really, John, you want me to answer this question in public
Do
now?
you think there's life in outer space?
Yes.
Many astronauts don't. I mean, think that it comes to see us. Think that it comes to see us in UFOs.
No, wait a minute. You asked if there was life in outer space.
Okay, I just changed it midstream.
Yes,
Yes, all right. Do you think it comes to see us in UFOs?
I don't know. I haven't seen any positive evidence of UFOs. But if you ask if I think there is life in outer space, I have to say yes. We are one planet orbiting this sun in this particular solar system. There are thousands and thousands of suns like ours, and therefore hundreds of thousands, uncountable numbers of planets circling those suns. I think it's silly to believe that only this planet is blessed with some kind of life.
What? That's it? That's just where it ends? Oh my god. So in the comment here, he says that he knows, yes, some people are joke. It really sounds like Nimoy wanted to tell the world that Gene Roddenberry is an alien. He is the writer, producer, and director of Star Trek. Or perhaps it's someone else in Hollywood close to him. Since Nimoy's passing, we may never know for sure. Interesting. Okay, let's have a look at the comments. The host states that astronauts don't believe that there are aliens. They need to say that or they won't be allowed in space. As Spock says, we are just one life form in the solar system, as there are countless other systems out there. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case, if astronauts have to say that no, there is no life on Earth. We have not interacted with aliens, or we don't believe that there are aliens. Just like how they have to tell the presidents of the US that yes, there are aliens, but you can't tell anybody. Otherwise, the FBI, the CIA might Kennedy you. You never know. You never know when or how. So you better shut the fuck up. That's what they say. They just hate him in the comments. What the heck? You're just trying to have fun. Wow, YouTube commentators don't know how to have fun. Okay, I think I had maybe one more ALMA article I wanted to do. We did the Big Feet's costume guy. Okay, let me do this one. Last topic we're going to cover today. Last topic, and then I has to go get my yummies. From the Hill by Lauren Sforza on January 7th, 2024. First U.S. moon launch in decades to include space burials. The first moon launch in the United States in more than 50 years. It's slated to take off early Monday morning with space burials in tow. So this was written the 7th, which means the space launch with burials were on the 8th. Astrobotic lunar lander Peregrine 2 is set to launch at approximately 2:18 a.m. Eastern Time on Monday on top of United Launch Alliance's Vulcan Centaur rocket. This launch is also a part of NASA's Commercial Lunar Payload Services, CLPS, which is a program that aims to work with American companies to bring commercial deliveries to the moon. What the heck? Space Amazon? With Nazis? Quote, "We are so excited to see this vision become a reality. CLPS is an innovative way of leveraging American companies to send important science and technology payloads to the moon, said Nicola Fox, Associate Administrator for the Science Mission Directorate at NASA headquarters in Washington. The moon is a rich destination for scientific discovery. Studying and sampling the lunar environment will help NASA unravel some of the greatest mysteries of our solar system for the benefit of all. Peregrine Took will be carrying 20 payloads of cargo from governments, companies, universities, and NASA's CLPS, according to Astrobotic's website. NASA will send 5 of its own payloads, which will include instruments and other tools for scientists to learn more about the moon. Space companies such as Celestis and Elysium Space are sending memorials and human remains on the flight to honor scientists, friends, family, and public figures. Astrobotic had come under fire in recent weeks for its partnership with those 2 space memorial companies. Navajo Nation President Boo Nygren, N-Y-G-R-E-N, Boo Nygren, sent a letter to NASA last month urging the agency to delay the moon launch to consult with the Navajo Nation about concerns over sending human remains to the moon. We believe that both NASA and the Department of Transportation should have engaged in consultation with us before agreeing to contract with the company that transports human remains to the moon or authorizing a launch carrying such payloads, he wrote at the time. NBC News reported that John Thornton, CEO of Astrobotic, said Friday he was disappointed the concerns were not raised earlier. I hope we can find a good path forward with Navajo Nation, he said, according to NBC. Why are the Navajo Nation concerned with this? Is it like a spiritual thing, or are one of the remains one of their descendants? Navajo Nation, NASA, moon launch, space burial. Navajo Nation's objection to landing human remains on the moon prompts last-minute White House meeting. This was published the 6th of January, which is one day prior to this article from The Hill. The moon is considered sacred in tribal cosmology. I guess, sure. Were there any issues? I imagine if there's issues about this, there's issues about landing on the moon and planting a flag on it. Navajo Nation. The criticism of moon landing. 1960. Or actually, maybe the Wikipedia might include criticisms of the Apollo programs. Let's see. Proposed future missions, landings on moon of other solar system bodies. Political background. Just type in Navajo under Nothing shows up under Navajo. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to go do research on on my own time off stream to see, because that's really strange. Although I suppose a burial in space is quite different from just landing on the moon. One of them is like an exploration based. One of them is a burying dead people on what is considered sacred. So, yeah, I suppose I can see the differences, but I don't know anything at all about what the Navajo people, what their rituals and traditions are like, so I will have to see if there's any particular reasons why they would be opposed to the burials but not the landings, and probably like human debris and garbage on the moon if it's so sacred. Anyway, I am the Hungies, so it's time for me to go now. I gotta pull up that Star Fox thing. It's time for us to go now. Star Fox, it's for us to go. Is it here? What the Christ? What the heck is this intro?
I would be honored to have you as part of the Cornerian...
Oh no, sir. We prefer doing things our own way.
Great Fox is ready to go.
It's time for us to go now.
See you next time. Bye bye.